let's do this. All right, if you're watching this, welcome. This is Civ4 AI Survivor, Season 4. This is Game 6. We're getting close to the end here. Only 2 more games in the opening round. We're actually going to know who's in those last 2 matches after today is over when we do the draw for Game 6 or Game 7 and 8. Just to give you a quick introduction to this game, whether you're catching us live or watching on one of the video replays, this is our overall continent. We have 7 AIs. This is one of our 7 AI intro games. The leaders in this game, our Pool 1 leader is Mansa Musa. Mansa has been an absolute beast in previous years of Survivor. He is a heavy favorite in this game. 81% of the people in the picking contest have chosen him to win this game. We will see if he can live up to his lofty billing and his incredible performance in past seasons. Mansa has won his opening round game in every single past season of AI Survivor. He's 3 for 3 thus far, which is pretty darn impressive. Over here, our Pool 2 leader is Mao Zedong. Mao's done pretty well in past years. He's made the championship game before. He is a pretty big favorite for the runner-up spot. About 50% of the field has picked him to finish in 2nd place. And then the other leaders in this game, we have Sitting Bull, who for once is not our observer Civ. He is actually playing in the game this time. Next to him is Gilgamesh, Hatshepsut of Egypt, Brennus of the Celts, and Darius of Persia. Hatshepsut is a big favorite first to die. Almost 60% of the people have picked her as first to die. I, however, have not picked her first to die, so I am rooting for her to hang in there and survive. And with that, let's get started. So we were actually talking before the game about what people were researching. I mentioned that Brennus was a shoo-in to get meditation, to get one of the first 2 religions because he is the only one that starts with mysticism in this game, so he will get the first religion. The question is who's going to get the second religion, and that appears to be between Darius and Mao, which is truly bizarre because Mao has very low religious preferences. So we'll keep an eye on that. The other thing we want to watch is where the settlers going. As usual, on deity they start with an extra settler. So we are seeing most of them head towards the middle of the map. Look for the archers, that's where the settlers going. Gilgamesh going to the south. Hattie has gone southeast. She's very quick to a 2nd city. Good spot for her. She's grabbed a hidden copper, and if you have her not as first to die like I do, this is a good sign. Her settling for copper could have an early metal resource to help her out. Also double food resource. She is creative, so she will get the free border pops there. Overall, pretty good spot. Like not tremendous or anything, but does secure some important resources. She has more than enough food at her capital. Also, she starts with a worker. Where's her worker? Why is she not farming this? She's roading the hill tiles. Okay, good job, AI. You go. Let's see where the other AIs are going. All right, so we've got another city out here from Gilgamesh. He has gone to the south towards Brennus, interestingly enough, not east or west towards his other neighbors. Looks like there's going to be some early border tension between him and Sitting Bull. He's got some calendar resources, also a floodplains tile. Okay, not great. No usable resources. Will be a good long-term city, but not immediately useful. Meanwhile, Darius is like wandering around. Mansa looks like he's going to settle the pigs and ivory spot. Let's see if he does in fact claim this. Okay, good spot for him. Got that 6 food tile, although he does need to get to animal husbandry, which could be a little ways away. And the ivory is going to help him. He's going to have 2 early happiness resources because he is going to get one of these gold resources eventually. But the ivory will give him another happy face. Gold will give him another happy face. Don't be surprised if Mansa gets off and rolling. Brennus settled on the gold tile. So that does waste the gold. He does not get to take advantage of the huge commerce potential, but it will be instantly connected as soon as he has... as soon as he gets mining tech research, it will be insta-connected. So I guess that's a good sign. Brennus also could do fairly well because he's going to have the double happiness resources as well, ivory and gold. Over here, Mao went directly north, so he will have the double wonder resources in stone and marble. This could be a poison pill for him. Note that he's already off to a good start, though. He has connected his wet corn, and he will presumably connect his gold resource next, because China is the only civ in the game that starts with agriculture and mining techs. 2 best techs in the game to start with. And Darius and Sitting Bull have not settled yet, so we will keep an eye on them. Anyway, we have our first religion founded. So Taoism founded right there by Brennus. Kind of a weird religion for him to pick, but he doesn't have any particular preference, so I guess it was just random what he grabbed. That is the meditation religion, so we'll watch and see who goes for polytheism. Mao is probably the favorite to go for it, and if he's got that gold tile, he's going to almost certainly get it. Oh, no. AI at work. He is... Did he build a road on that tile? It looked like he built a road on that tile. Yep. Yeah, don't mind that. Don't mind the gold resource and get like 8 commerce. Just build a road on it first. Anyway, so Sitting Bull's settled, and he has grabbed... Now, this could be significant. He's grabbed the only copper resource in the area. Like, he's grabbed Gilgamesh's potential copper. Now, there is one up here, so Gilgamesh will almost certainly grab this eventually, but Gilgamesh is not likely to have metals early in the game. He's going to need to either settle up here or grab this iron. And it's possible that if Sitting Bull grabs this one, that he will have no metals in the game, which could be quite bad for him. Would be good for me since I haven't picked first to die. Otherwise, though, this is a pretty terrible city, other than grabbing the copper. No food at all, just a grassland spice. So it's a pretty lousy city, and they're definitely going to have border tension, which Gilgamesh will win because he's creative between the two of them. Gilgamesh is going to go Gilgamesh without even metal. And Darius. How is Darius managing to fail in this game? Seems like the logical spot would be right here by the corn and the gems. And all right, so he did pick the correct spot. Gems. Interesting that he might be in contention with Manta up here. But he did pick the correct spot for a city with a food bonus and an eventual happiness bonus as well. So anyway, now we've got the research for religion, and it looks like Darius is going to get this. So Darius looks like he's going to get the second religion, and it would be in Pasargadae, which would grab this ivory tile away from Mansa. So could be interesting. Now, almost the religion will almost certainly spread to Mansa because look, they're going to be connected by a coast like immediately. How's Mansa doing? He has not connected any food bonuses yet, so not the greatest start from him at his capital. He did research fishing, so I guess he needs to do that. Down here, we've seen a farm on the wheat tile. How's Sitting Bull doing? Sitting Bull's actually doing pretty good. He's connecting his food bonuses. Needs to get mining, though. Is he working on it? Where's Sitting Bull? No, he's working on archery. Okay. Got to unlock those totem warriors. And Hattie has improved this touch. She needs to get mining as well, so she can connect that. So Mao opted not to go for the religion. He went mysticism, then opted not to go for the religion. He went for bronze working instead. Going to be a fast bronze working for him, though. And that's pretty nice. I don't think anyone has a settler out on the board just yet. No one has a settler done yet. I think Mal is going to be the first one to get a settler done, I think. So we'll keep an eye on him. Yeah, this is a pure AI game. This is Civ4 AI Survivor. We do a competition between all the different leaders and try to see who can come out on top. This is actually the 4th season we've done of this. Anyway, yeah, Mansa, you need to get some, you need to connect your food bonuses, man. It does look like Darius is going to win this religious race, so let's just advance a couple turns until he does that. He doesn't need to build the monument, but of course he doesn't know that. Hattie is going for a belated polytheism, but she's not going to get it. All right, so there we go. And he has opted to found Judaism. This is the polytheism religion. So, like I said, I expect this religion will spread to Mansa, and these guys will be good buddies by having the same religion. So this probably means that, let's see, where's Brennus? Mansa is the worst enemy of Darius. Wow. He's the worst enemy of Brennus and Gilgamesh. Okay, so apparently Darius is not his worst enemy just yet. Although I think that once the religion spreads around a bit, I think... Oh wait, actually, that's because Darius hasn't converted yet. Now I would expect Mansa's apparently the worst enemy of all of the low peace weight leaders. I don't know how long that'll last. I think Brennus's worst enemy will shift to Darius pretty quickly as a result of that religion. Mansa has bad starting techs. It's kind of his one weakness in this game. His starting techs are, I believe, hold on. I believe it's mining and wheel. Civs, Molly. Yep, mining and wheel. Pretty bad starting techs. He has nothing that can connect a food bonus. He has connected his dry corn for the moment. Anyway, I should probably keep this moving along because I don't want the early turns to go too slowly. Generally, at this point, we wait to see who's going to get the first settler out. We got a couple. Actually, all the low peace weight leaders seem to be closer to getting settlers done right now. but we're going to have a couple on the map here. A lot of people on bronze working right now. All right, so zoom out. If you see where these archers are, that's where the settlers are moving. Yeah, so keep an eye on these archers, which will give you an indication of where they're going. All right, so Mao heading northeast. Gilgamesh also heading northeast, so perhaps he'll grab that copper spot. And Brennus just finished a settler too. No one on wonders just yet. Yeah, if you want to, hold on, I don't want to pull too much attention away, but I know that since we had someone just come across this randomly, I will link you to the background page. Here you go. So that'll give you all the background to what's going on here. Okay, so looks like Hattie finished a settler in here. Yeah, so she may be in competition with Mao for this corner of the map. All right, Mao did not, he didn't claim a lot of land there. I don't like this spot. I mean, it does have pigs, but it has to expand borders first. I guess he's okay, though, because he already has mysticism and you get the cheap monuments on deity. But I feel like this would have been better if he'd just gone like one more tile northeast to grab the pigs immediately. Just because he doesn't really claim a lot of land, and claiming land is a pretty big deal. Still, Mao is the first of 3 cities, and that's not bad. Doesn't hurt for that. And like it will be a decent city as soon as the borders expand with the cows. It's going to be pretty good. But until that point, it's relatively weak. Now let's see where Gilgamesh is going. He's going into the set. Now, if he gets a bad combat roll here, he could lose this settler because it is archer against warrior. Like if he gets a bad dice roll, he could lose his settler here. Oh, he lost it! Oh my God, he just lost his 3rd city. Oh, Gilgamesh. Oh, first to die, buddy. Come on, you got it. Let's hit that first to die. Especially bad because that was going to be his copper city too. Oh man, yeah, that was going to be his copper city. Like he's creative, he gets 3 border pops. That is a huge setback for him. Does the AI get auto wins? I believe they do, but he might have already used up his auto wins against animals. Like he might have already used up his free auto wins. Yeah, this is not Raging Barbs, by the way. Fair question, but it's not. Oh boy. Okay. So anyway, Brennus did found another city over here, and he's about to pick up bronze working. Good once the borders expand, pretty garbage until the borders expand. Oh boy. We've joked about this name in the past. The Poverty Point is always one of the Native American cities. The real Poverty Point, this is actually a Poverty Point. It's a pretty bad spot for a city. Hattie, now she had a settler out, and she's gone for this spot. I don't particularly like this spot either because it's very heavy on desert, but it does box in Gilgamesh a little bit more. If she had gone just slightly further west, she could have grabbed horses, which would have been really nice for Egypt. These are the only horses anywhere close by, so it's going to be a big deal if Egypt gets these. War chariots are, well, no, never mind. There's also horses up here. Hattie needs to get one of those 2 sources of horses because as Egypt, she definitely wants that, wants her war chariots. Sitting Bull is actually going to win his inevitable clash, possibly. How about our 2 super econ civs in the west? Do either of them have settlers out? Okay, so Mansa just finished one here out of this city, and Darius has one out on the map heading south. Probably going to settle on this tile. Nope. Oh wait, did he just lose his settler to that? Oh my God, Darius I think just also lost his settler because I don't see it on the map. Yeah, he just lost a settler too. This dude is so incompetent. I do not understand how he can be so bad at this game. Yeah, we didn't get to see a little city raise graphic, but he just lost his settler as well. This guy is so bad at the game sometimes. I swear to God. Yeah, I kind of need him to do well based on my picks. So, come on, man. Darius, yeah, he had an archer with his settler too. So that must have been a really unlucky roll. Well, anyway, so that's going to slow him down significantly. Meanwhile, Mansa's doing Mansa stuff. He's going to grab the territory over here. He's already connected his ivory, so he's already got the extra happiness point. Has smartly connected his food bonus here. Is going to need to expand. Why is he building a workboat at that city? That, I guess, for exploration. And apparently he's already run into the happiness cap here, so he probably should whip something or get out a settler or something. But I mean, it's Mansa, right? So he's gonna be the comrade. He's gonna be the tech leader. We just know this already. Shanty Pete himself. Yeah, AI not exactly covering itself in glory thus far. All right, so this will be a good spot long term. Also locks down a metal source for Mansa, although he will need to get up to iron working for it. Now, here's another question: is who's going to get the next religion? So there is still the monotheism religion. Brennus seems to be heading there, so that's a possibility. Sitting Bull has a settler out wandering around. Does anyone else have settlers out right now? Okay, so Gilgamesh has finished another one. And Darius has also finished one. Darius is already going into wonder mode, starting Stonehenge. Does he have stone? I don't think so, but I think he's probably going to get this anyway. It's not exactly an expensive build. He has pretty good production here. He's in position to dominate this border region with Mansa. He's actually going to steal the ivory away from Mansa once the borders pop, especially if Stonehenge is done. Yeah, poor Mansa, he's going to lose his ivory. That sucks. This is on deity difficulty, yes. Good question. All right, so Hattie's got bronze working. Now she will be able to connect her, what's it called, copper. So that's going to be pretty big for her. Give her a high early power rating. All right, Gilgamesh is heading northwest this time. Sitting Bull still trying to get out city number 3. I guess he's going to settle over here. Yeah, boy. He really knows how to pick these spots, doesn't he? Mound City and Poverty Point. These are pretty awful spots for cities. All right, Gilgamesh does finally get city number 3. It's not bad. It's got the dry corn in the second ring, plains cow in the second ring, and it will get him iron eventually. He probably will go for iron working relatively early because he doesn't have copper. But still, he is getting boxed in here pretty early on. I'll be curious where Hattie sends her next city. Celts building Stonehenge too? Yes, so we've got a race for Stonehenge between these two. It looks like Darius currently has the inside edge. And there, yeah, see, his borders popped, and he stole that ivory away from poor Mansa. I don't think Mansa was expecting this culturally dominant a city to be right there on the border. Yeah, whoever misses, this would be a really nice wonder for both of these leaders, just because neither one is creative, and they could really use the border pops. So we'll keep an eye on that. Also, Gilgamesh going for masonry. Of course, he does have the stone to connect. That might be why. Could be going for another religion. Sitting Bull picks up bronze working as well. I don't see any copper resources in his territory, though. Stonehenge. Keeping an eye on the Stonehenge race. Yeah, it looks like Darius is going to win this, and he will get a profit for his shrine off of that. He's also about to finish the settler. Man, that really hurt him losing that settler, just because he chose to build a wonder, which slowed him down in the process. Mal's, I believe, the first of 4 cities. Also a barb city down here. Good city. He's got a couple food bonuses, and secures iron for him, which he's working on, so he will have an iron resource, no problem. Mal's off to a pretty good start. Note that the stone resource is causing him to go wonder crazy. He's on Stonehenge as well, and building the Great Wall. Someone just finished Stonehenge. Oh, okay, Mao got it. Wow. Looks like he whipped it to completion. Okay. Yeah, just whipped it. So that's a nice pickup for him. Now, unfortunately, he's gone Pyramids and Great Wall, which is probably more than he really needs to. Probably more wonders than he really needs to build. The losers there are Brennus and especially Darius, who sunk all that time into building a wonder and then it didn't finish. And now Darius is going to settle a corner of the map that's totally his instead of claiming land. So, great. Good for him. Not the best opening from Persia. This guy he always finds a way to disappoint. I swear to God, he is so good at finding ways to let you down if you pick him. Anyway, Mansa has not really stood out as doing a whole lot thus far. But he is awful good at research, so I would say give it time. He's definitely been hurt by this culture being so strong on the part of Darius. Also, he'll probably convert shortly because he just got a Judaism spread. So he just converted. Does not cost him a turn of anarchy, of course, by virtue of being spiritual. Elsewhere on the map, let's see. So we do have more settlers out. One here And another one heading down river. Oh, we got a race for Great Wall here, apparently. And Hatshepsut has one over here, too. So let's watch where these settlers are going. Gilgamesh trying to grab this region. So Mao, all right, Mao also got the Great Wall. Okay. Very appropriate for China to get that, of course. Susa is empty. Will Darius lose another city? No, he's okay. The one barb unit over there got killed by an archer. When this city pops 100 culture borders, that gold tile will be unlocked, and that'll help Darius further. Brennus is apparently looking to get a second religion, so we might just have the two religions in this game, Judaism and what's it called? And Taoism. Yeah, Mansa's apparently the worst enemy of all of the low peace weight leaders at the moment. He is running a foreign religion. Now the problem is Mansa's pretty far away, so like it's gonna be tough for them to reach him, but not impossible. Mansa definitely needs to get some more cities out. He does have a settler here, so. What was I watching? Yes, I was watching this settler race. Where did Hattie move her settler? She just finished one. Or I thought she finished one. I don't see it on the map, though. She had one that was like one turn away from finishing. Oh, well. So, Gilgamesh grabs this spot. This will secure him horses, so that's a nice pickup for him. He definitely needed a source of horses. And with iron connected, he will have at least... Yeah, he'll have iron, and yeah, he's working on iron working, so he will have that. Gilgamesh is doing okay. He got off to a really weak start there, but has recovered a bit. Hattie's on double settler now. I wonder what happened to her settler. Oh well. I thought she had one finished, but apparently not. We are seeing some of the... Oh, and Mansa has now gotten out to another city. This is a pretty good spot up here. Little heavy on barbarians at the moment, but it'll be good later on. The double food resources and also iron. He is definitely suffering from a lack of happiness right now. Mansa is. Okay. Also denies Egypt horses, yes. Although there is another horse resource up here, which would be important for Egypt to try to grab. We'll see if Egypt actually does end up heading in that direction. So apparently we ended up seeing 2 of the 3 early religions founded by the Celts. It'll be curious to see if that Buddhism spreads as a minority religion to some of the other civs. With it being on the eastern side over here, it definitely could spread to some of the people like Mao or Gilgamesh or whatever. And Sumer, and we've got a pyramids race as well. Gilgamesh seems to be the favorite to get that because he's got the stone and he's building it in his capital. All right, 50 turns in. Good time to take stock of the game. Mao is actually pretty far ahead right now. He's landed He's landed 2 useful. Well, 1 useful wonder. Great Wall's not really that useful, and he's connected his resources. He seems to be in good shape overall right now. Get the zoomed out view of the map. Some of these AIs are just not expanding very well. Nobody has more than 4 cities. You know, on turn 50, it feels like that's pretty bad. Also, we still got a lot of empty space over here, so that's good for Brennus and Darius and maybe Mansa, maybe Sitting Bull. Like, there's a lot of territory up here that can still be claimed as well. Power bar graphs, or overall bar graphs. GMP, it's hard to see. Mansa's actually kind of near the bottom right now, which is, I don't expect him to stay there. Production, Mao, and somewhat surprisingly, Gilgamesh are up near the top. Food, pretty even. Mao has got a small lead. Sitting Bull has been towards the bottom, which makes no sense because his capital has got so much food. Power, Mao is first. Who is this? Oh, that's Burger King. Never mind. That's the Observer Civ. That's the Burger King. Darius's power is so low, I actually didn't realize this was the Observer AI. But Hatshepsut's second, so she is hanging in there. Culture's about what you'd expect. This is when Stonehenge gets finished right here. Sitting Bull. We have renamed Sitting Bull to Sitting Duck a bunch of times before. All right, so on we go. We wouldn't expect to see the first war for a little while longer. Mao's trying to take this city, but there's like no chance that warriors are going to be able to kill those archers. Any other barb cities? Up there would be another logical spot. Yep, we've got another one here. Darius finally gets to bronze working. Little slow there. this is like Barbarian Alley down here because Darius has struggled. He has connected horses at this city, Susa. So now he has Immortals. Immortals are really good against archers. That's their niche, is they kill archers really well. So that will be pretty good for him. Mansa should eventually get control of this tile back again, but not because it's first ring for him and it's third ring for Darius, but it's going to take a while for him to claw that back. He will get control of this. Let's see what it goes to. 29%. First one to ask for more. Yeah, up to 37%. So he's going to get this ivory back pretty soon, and that happiness will definitely help Mansa. Sitting Bull still on only 3 cities. I do not know what he's doing. Good thing he's got a city raider dog soldier. That'll help him. All right, he's finally got another settler, but he doesn't seem to be sending it to a very good part of the map. It's just sending it into the middle of a bunch of desert. Hattie was on double settler. Now, has she actually planted them? Okay, so she's going to grab horses over here. Where is her others? Her other settler's up here. So if she grabs this spot and this corner, like if she can lock down this corner, I think she's doing okay. Like maybe one more city over here. Where did she just move? Oh, she moved it back onto this spear. Okay. I guess she was worried about it getting hit by barbarians. Okay, she needs to actually plant the city. I think she's killing barbarians, but still kind of wasteful. Where did she move? Now, where did that settler go? She didn't delete it, did she? No, she moved it down here. What is she doing with these settlers? Just grab your horses, girl. While that's been going on, Brent has settled another city over here in what probably should be Darius territory, considering that it's, like, if you look at the capitals, I guess it's like third ring. No, it's about equal distance between them. I guess that's just contested space. Oh, and he got another city down here, too. So he's out to 5. He's doing pretty well, all things considered. I'd say that Mal and Brennis have probably played the best thus far in this game. 8 turns till settler in Timbuktu, yeah. The one thing that's good for Mansa is just he's not really under any pressure. Like, there's not a lot of people who are contesting his territory right now, so he should be okay. Hattie really seems to be struggling to figure out where she wants to send these settlers. She has 2 of them out on the field, but again, they don't do anything until you actually put the city down. So she does claim a source of horses, so she'll be fine as far as resources go. I think it was a mistake to grab this spot. I think she could have gone down here and locked out Mao. Instead, Mao's going to get another city over here. Actually, he's got 2 settlers out, so he might get 2 more cities. Mao's looking really strong right now. Yeah, so he's going to, and remember, he does have the Stonehenge, so he will now lock down like this corner of the map. He'll definitely get at least 1 more city here. I'll be curious to see who can get these barb spots. Hattie would... all right, so Hattie got another city here and here. So she's up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is on the Oracle, which is not great for her. Does she have marble by any chance? No. Just going for the Oracle regardless. Can we mock Sitting Bull's newest city? Yeah, you can mock this one. It's not too good. He can borrow he can borrow the floodplains from Cahokia, because Cahokia has more food than it can possibly use right now. But yeah, it's not a good city. It's like, bro, this was not good. Close up of the Chinese warrior. Okay. If you want to see what they look like, they do have like the top knot. There you go. They don't look that great up close. The faces look pretty horrible if you zoom all the way in. But there you go. Yeah, they do have like their own graphic. Anyway, Mal and Brennis, I do think, are doing the best. Mansa and Darius have not started all that great. That said, Darius has great long-term potential. He has put out a couple more cities. Like, he did just found these 2. He would have been in a much better position if he had founded that earlier city, which would have been like here, and it would have been pretty mature by now. But he is helping his cause. He is getting stronger. Oh, man, I didn't even realize Mansa. So Mansa got a city down here. This is a reach spot. If he can hold it, it's a good city. This is very likely to be Brennis's first target if they go to war, though. Fortunately, it's on a hill, so that will help. Skirmishers in a city on a hill will help him out. Could be tough to break that spot. I guess it's good again, it basically comes down to if Mansa can hold this, it's a good spot. If he can't hold it, then it's not a good spot. I know, amazing in-depth analysis from me, right? And Gilgamesh is finally heading back to to settle this spot that he lost earlier in the game when he lost it to the barbarians. Who's going to get the pyramids, by the way? 4 turns here for Mao, 3 turns for Gilgamesh. I wonder if one of them will whip it to completion. That's what they probably should do. Oh, looks like Mao. Oh, man. Mao, 1 turn from completion. Gilgamesh, 2 turns from completion. Mao has the tiebreaker edge, so this is going to go to Mao. Gilgamesh has invested an awful lot of production in wonders he hasn't gotten. Also, this Barb City is going to be pretty nice for whoever gets that. Yeah, as Fated Outline just spotted. Better than any he's planted, naturally. Yep, indeed it is. So Mao's really just running cleanup on these early wonders. Just picked up another one. So he's gotten 2 of the 3 key early wonders, Pyramids and Stonehenge. Very nice. That's why his score is in really good shape. Brennus's is more culture from having holy cities that popped early. Mal's is more legit, if that makes sense. Still, Mao is running out of territory, unlike some of the ones in the west who have a little bit more space to expand. Boy, Mansa's territory is really bizarrely shaped. I know he's trying to work around this desert, but the desert has gold resources in it. He probably should have claimed one of the gold resources by now. Also, definitely make sure to build a city and a settler in a size 3 city like this. Anyway, so yeah, we're just kind of in a stalling pattern until the map finishes getting settled. So Gilgamesh did ultimately end up in the same spot as before, just much later. All right, Hattie has completed the Oracle. She obviously picked metal casting, note the forges, and she just converted to Brennus's religion. So she might be able to be on better terms with at least Brennus that way. If you want to look at the relations, boy, there's a lot of unhappy faces there. The biggest one is Brennus hating Mansa Musa. I mean, he's furious towards Mansa. He doesn't much like Darius or Hattie. Even with we care for our brothers and sisters in the faith, he's still annoyed at +3. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so he's unpopular. Also, oh, look at this. Brennus is the worst enemy of every single one of the high peace weight leaders. That could be trouble. Yeah, it's Mansa and Darius are the ones that are not well... Or Mansa and Brennus are the 2 that are worst enemies. And Hattie did end up grabbing this spot, so it's a good thing Gilgamesh grabbed this city, because otherwise he would not have access to horses. There's his vultures. Working, so he obviously has iron and connected end swords. If you want to see what that vulture warrior looks like, kind of a weird unit. About what you'd expect for a Sumerian. Link Mario Samus, it could be a while before anyone dies. We're still pretty early in this game. We're only 64 turns in. That said, the map is starting to fill up. Now, this looks like a garbage spot, but it has double food bonuses, so it's not really a bad city. It can work the coastal tiles, and Mansa's financial, so if he works the coastal tiles, he should be just fine when it comes to commerce. Improve the 2 food bonuses and just work all the coastal tiles. Now, could he have settled a better spot? Well, yeah, probably. Yet another city with no food from Sitting Bull. He's really good at doing that. Anyway, I'm going to refresh the map right now, just because that way we'll get any wonder notifications and so on and so forth. I'm curious who's going to get this Barb City. It is going to hit size 2, so it won't be auto-raised. It's going to be a pretty valuable spot for whoever can get it. Boy, Brennus has some really large cities. Yeah, he's got like the charismatic trait plus the double happiness resource has gotten his cities much larger in size than some of the other cities. Like, look, Hattie's unhappy at size 6 in her capital. Meanwhile, Brennus has got a size 9 capital. Now, granted, he hasn't whipped it, but still, kind of a disparity there. Well, this could be good for Darius, because his immortals are really good at killing archers, so he probably will get Khoisan, and that would be quite nice for him. He just settled this spot. Well, I guess there's still some barb archers here. Mao has now converted to Brennus's religion as well. Not a surprise. Probably everyone on the eastern side of the map will have this. But this does make it less likely that Mao's going to go after Hattie. See, he's now down to cautious towards Hattie, whereas he's annoyed with Mansa and Sitting Bull, apparently. For some reason, he just doesn't like Sitting Bull. But that shared religion means Hattie is a little bit less likely to get jumped on. Kind of funny that she got this spot. The double creative Older War. Hattie is pretty much out of space to expand. She has room for maybe one more city here, but she's mostly out of territory. Oh yeah, you're right. Alex pointed out that Mao's about to found his own religion, so yeah, he probably will switch over to his own religion. I'm actually curious who's going to get this Barb city, because I see some units coming over here from Brennus, and this is a pretty valuable spot because it's right in between these two. Darius has 3 immortals with AI attack missions, so they're definitely coming to attack. Brennus got the axe. It's down to just 1 archer, so I think Brennus is going to get this. All right, so now everyone has Taoism on the eastern side of the map. Not that surprising. Is Mansa in trouble? I mean, he's not doing great. I wouldn't say he's doing great in this game. He definitely would benefit from getting some more happiness resources. Boy, wow, his capital is really unhappy. Yeah, he would really benefit from connecting his gold resource, but it's not in the borders of any city. It's like awkwardly placed for his capital. Too bad it wasn't on that tile. He would have already had it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he's doing great right now. But he is one who does play the long game. We should look at research rate. Yeah, his research rate's not much, only 19 beakers per turn right now. Mao's at 56, so Mao's outpacing him by a lot. Okay, Brennus's research is garbage. Actually, looks like more that... Okay, it's more that just Mao is pretty far ahead of everybody else in research, more so than Mansa's lagging. But he is lagging. He's not doing great thus far. Did he ever manage to get... No, see, he still hasn't gotten Judaism to spread back to his capital. This is true. Link Mario Samus is right. His score is partially low because his borders have not popped, but that also does reflect the fact that he can't work the tiles that are in the outer ring. Like, this city here, Wallata, is pretty much worthless until it expands borders. He needs to pop the borders and connect his rice. All right, so we did see this Barb City go over to Darius. That's a nice pickup for him. Would have been really bad for him if Brennus had gotten this city, like right on top of him. Not great first ring, but a really nice second ring. A lot of resources in the second ring. So he did manage to get that one, which he kind of needed to get. We'll see if he can now chase down like Ligurian before it pops borders. The Immortals are really good at killing archers because they get that 50% bonus. Let me see if I can highlight one. Plus 50% versus archery units. So really good at killing barb archers. Oh, does Mansa not have mysticism? I believe he does. But maybe... I thought he did. Yeah, he does have mysticism. So, good question. He's got a settler over here. Now, I don't know why he's working so hard to settle the tundra instead of, like, pushing further. I guess he did push this city further to the east. We did see Gilgamesh settle this spot here. His creative borders are going to grab the stone tile away from that Barb city. Also, we've got what looks like Aztec Jaguar Warriors, but is actually just the sword unit, the Mesoamerican sword unit. And the map's pretty full. Oh, this poor city, yeah, this one. And Mao got a city here that's being culturally crushed, although he has Stonehenge, so he'll be okay. He'll hold his own. The map's pretty full at this point, so I would expect the first wars to break out relatively soon. Mao and Brennus seem focused on trying to take this Barb city, but they're going to need units stronger than archers if they want to do that. All right, Mao. Oh, there it is. Well, no surprise. I should have seen this. Well, who didn't see this coming, right? Gilgamesh and Sitting Bull were widely predicted to be in a war. Yeah, this city does not have walls, so this city could be in trouble. It only has 4 defenders, but it is on a hill. So I'm going to say that I think this city is okay. Yeah, half of Gilgamesh's units are archers on the attack, so I think this city holds out. But with a lucky dice roll, it could get captured. Like, he only needs like 1 or 2 dice rolls to go his way. All right. Let's find out what happens. And that did not work. Gilgamesh got shredded really badly in that attack. That did not work at all. Yeah. Whoop. That's called losing all your units. Boy, Mansa is not strong in terms of power, is he? Not strong at all. And while we're here, yeah, Mao is really teching better than anyone else. It's not even close. He's just definitely the current tech leader. Like, he's starting to open up a legit lead over the other leaders. Mansa's also in last place right now, which is not a good look for him. Considering how everybody and their mother has picked him for this game, it's not a great look for him. But he is settling territory. He does have those financial cottages working. He just, like, more than anything else, he needs to get some happiness. He's really struggling. He's got all the health he needs, but not much in the way of happiness. Darius has got exploring units over there. Just zooming out, looking at the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost everyone has 6 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, almost everyone has. Oh, actually, Brennus only has 5 cities. Huh. Needs to expand a little bit better. He might be building up to attack Mansa, though. He is pumping out a lot of units right now, and I'm not sure Mansa's in position to defend this. Mansa has 1 unit in Wallata. Yeah, I'm not sure that Mansa's in position to defend this. I think that Brennus is gearing up to attack someone. If you want Mansa to win this game, you better hope he's not. Yeah, look at this. Here comes the attack stack. So we will watch that. Looks like that was the only attack that Gilgamesh had ready. He doesn't have any other units here. Hattie's going for Colossus. She will definitely get this. No one else has metal casting yet. Make her pseudo-financial on her water tiles. All right. Where's this force going? All right, here it comes. Definitely looks like it's headed for Wallata. Sure looks like it's going to... I don't see much here that's going to stop this either. Yeah, Mansa has not played this start very well at all. He also still doesn't have iron. He has no metals right now. He has horses, but he has no metals. Like, skirmishers are good, but they're not that good. It sure looks like he's about to attack and capture this city on the next turn. At this point, I'm just waiting to see if... Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any more action going on over here, except a completely doomed attack. Could be going to Snaketown, that's true, but I think... But his worst enemy is Mansa, so I would expect that this is an attack on Wallata. Yeah, he actually killed 2 or 3 attackers, but not enough. Also, Mansa has picked up the minority religion. He just converted to the minority religion of Brennus. Yeah, not a good opening for Mansa. He's pretty clearly in last place right now. Just lost a city as well. Well, this is not going to be good for the picking contest, with almost everyone having Mansa to win this one. Mansa could be first to die. Well, that would be... yeah, he hasn't had the winner personality in this game. I mean, he's starting to get his tech machine rolling, but he's going to have to avoid dying. What he needs to do right now is he needs to buy Darius into the war. Like, if he pulls Darius into the war, that would be pretty big. But if he doesn't, I think he's in a huge amount of trouble, because his power's down here, and Brennus's is up here. So, yeah, if it's 1v1, he's in a lot of trouble. That said, he's likely to have some help. There's a decent chance Darius would help him. Darius is looking to clean up this barb city in the middle of the map right now. Meanwhile, Hattie is just building wonders. That's not a surprise. All right. Yeah, this is pretty, like this... Oh. Yep, so Persia took a city and the Celts took a... Oh, the Celts got this city down here. Okay. Oh, wow, look, right. So Mal did all the work. Wait, did he just capture that with a random archer after Mal literally killed all the defenders? Wow. I think that was a totally random capture by Brennus. Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised. That is a wildly unlikely outcome there. Let's just put it that way. Brennus, yeah. Brennus definitely seems to be on the upswing. Mal and Brennus looking pretty strong right now. They are both out in front by a fair margin. So Hattie does get the Colossus, which she was working on there. New city from Mansa. Yeah, he just doesn't have much in the way of power. I don't really see what's going to stop these units from just walking over the next city, too. Is Gilgamesh doing anything? Not really. He's trying to attack Poverty Point, and it's not really going well, from what I can see. And so on we go. Yep. I mean, look at this force, right? Like, it's not exactly lights out, but all Mansa has is a skirmisher and 2 chariots. Like, that's nothing. He hasn't even expanded borders for the 20% bonus that gives. I mean, these units are just going to cut right through that. The spears can even get the matchup against the chariots. Like, this is really one-sided. Okay, well, apparently it didn't... Did he just, like, not attack? How did he fail? Oh, he moved his units back here. I was like, how did he fail to take this city? Mansa needs to get walls up in his cities. Does he have masonry? Just out of curiosity. He does have masonry, so he really should just build walls. They're quite cheap to build. He doesn't have stone. Oh, what is Egypt up to? Egypt's building wonders, it looks like. Doing Great Lighthouse now after doing Colossus earlier. So yeah, Egypt appears to be building wonders. Mao also looks like he's building infrastructure. These two are clashing up here. Got a new stack formed, but I can't see that punching through. Not against the hill bonus and the walls bonus now. I was curious what Darius was doing. And Darius appears to be on infrastructure as well. He does not appear to be plotting war. He's just capturing all the barbed cities, it looks like. The city is almost size 2, but it will be auto-raised if it gets taken now. Random city in the middle of the map. Yeah, he's kind of using his his immortals to capture cities. This really does look like Cumby Sullla is going to get captured here. Yep. Brennus is just walking right over Mansa at the moment. Not looking good for him. Darius has completed the Temple of Artemis. Another failed attack by Sitting Bull. So what I kind of need is for Hatshepsut to declare war on Sitting Bull. Or not Sitting Bull, on Gilgamesh, and have them 2v1. So maybe I can at least get first to die, correct? Now, Hattie does not seem interested in that. She's, like I said, building wonders everywhere. But that would be the smart play. Yeah, Mansa, you better get your act in gear or you're going to be out of this game quickly. He is weakest in the game right now. And it's not like Brennus's army is that formidable. It's mostly just Mansa's really weak. Okay, now it's time to panic. Mansa's in-process metal units are canceled. Correct. He just lost his iron, so he does not have a resource that can be used to build iron units. Or wait, no, he has another iron source. Good point, but apparently he has another one up here. So I guess he was okay. Yeah, we'll see how determined he is as far as building stuff like walls. Brennus has reached Monarchy Tech. Also nice pickup for him. Yeah, just Brennus and Mao are so far out in front right now. I guess Hattie is relatively close, and Darius, but like the 2 low piece weight civs are definitely doing the best. And Mansa's now converted back to Darius's religion. Okay, I mean he can do that. He's spiritual. But like if you look at the power bar graphs, it's really lopsided. Mansa's down here, Brennus is up here. Mao's also quite powerful. Just like in pretty much every way right now. Okay, so that attack did not work. The units defending held that attack pretty easily. But there's still more units back here. And Brennus is very slowly working his way towards construction. I keep waiting to see if Darius is going to do anything, and it's like, nope, just teching away. Will Brennus snow over Mansa? I mean, he might. It's within the realm of possibility. Oh, and okay, so that one was not auto-raised. One thing Darius has done in this game is he has used his immortals pretty effectively. He's picked up 3 barbed cities via immortals. But like this stack is, oh geez, that's a pretty good stack. Like that's more than strong enough to run over Dejene. Like there's nothing here that's going to stop that. At least there's walls finished in Dejene now. Like, with no catapults, this could be a hold, but he just needs to get like 5 or 6 units in there. So Hattie just picked up a great prophet. If she's Sitting Bull converts to Christianity, okay. What the heck? Whose religion is that? That's the religion Mao founded, right? At Code of Laws, and he has not converted to it yet. Okay, Sitting Bull. Just like determined to have everyone hate him by practicing a religion that no one else in the world follows. Is Brennus taking toward construction? I believe he is. That would be my guess. No, calendar. Calendar, okay. So with walls in this city, skirmishers are really powerful, but he just needs to get like 5 or 6 of them in here. Because like that's an awful lot of units. 1, 2, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, that's like 16 units. He needs about 7 or 8 units on defense to hold against that. No, but instead Brennus is backed off for the time being. I don't suppose they signed peace. Oh, Hattie decided to use her great prophet to found a religion that no one else practices. That might be the kiss of death for her. She would be much better off staying with Taoism. Anyway, they did not sign peace. Brennus is just gathering his force, apparently. Yeah, this is a pretty formidable stack here. Oh, Mao has joined the war against Sitting Bull. Interesting. And then he converted to... So it looks like he got pulled into this war. Oh, I kind of forgot that, you know, I have not been watching the Sitting Bull versus... I have not been watching the Sitting Bull versus Gilgamesh War. Really have not been watching that much. I kind of forgot that that was still going on, to be honest. It's funny because he declared war on Sitting Bull and then immediately converted to the same religion that Sitting Bull is practicing. So the only ones not involved in a war right now are Hatshepsut and Darius. Darius is building some swords and barracks, so maybe he's thinking about a war. That or he might go after this Barb City. Anyway, so we've got a new force here from Mao, but I don't think that's going to fare any better than what came before. The dog soldiers on defense are quite strong. Yeah, like this force looks like it can hold out. Poverty Point is not a very good city, but it's a good defensive location. Pre-catapults, I don't see anyone taking this spot. No one has construction yet, although apparently Mansa and Sitting Bull are going for it. So here's your big fight right now. Mansa has 1 skirmisher, 2 swords, an axe, 2 skirmishers, 2 swords, an axe, a chariot against Darius or Brennus having. Yeah, I think that's enough to take this city, like especially with these guys coming in behind them. Okay, sure, we can sign open orders. So the skirmishers both died. Or no, 1 skirmisher died. Another swordman was redlined. Heavy losses on Brennus's part, but he doesn't need to win that many more battles. Now, if Mansa could get another couple units in there, he'd be okay. But he doesn't need chariots. He needs... Honestly, skirmishers are probably the best unit right now. Skirmishers with the city defensive bonus and the 50% wall bonus are really quite nice. Yeah, why is he building a galley? Not the smartest. So Poverty Point held no problem against those 2 attacks. Still waiting to see if Darius is going to get involved. If you check the power graphs right now, yeah, Brennus took heavy losses trying to punch through there. Sitting Bull's not that high in power, but if he's just defending, he doesn't really need to be. Anyway, let's keep an eye on Dejene. Oh, it was captured. I think that's a death blow for Mansa. I don't think he can survive now. Heavy, heavy fighting there. Yeah, I think that's it for him. I don't think he comes back from that. I don't think there's any chance he wins the game now. Like, I think he's just too weak at this point. He lost too much territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cities left, but he's already lost 3 of them. Brennus is just getting too strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he's twice as large now. So it looks like we might have another game where the low piece weight civs end up rolling over the high piece weight civs, because like Hattie is too obsessed with building wonders right now to do anything. And Sitting Bull is fine for right now, but the problem is like eventually Gilgamesh and Mao will tech up to catapults, and then those defenses will be gone at poverty points. And once that happens, the city will not be invulnerable anymore. Like, it's holding out just fine for right now. Just killed off another big stack. But it's not going to last forever. Also, if Brennus kills Mao, he's going to come after... Brennus kills Mao. If Brennus kills Mansa Musa, he's going to come after one of these other leaders next. So yeah, barring some like big reversal of fortune, this looks like Brennus and Mao are the favorites, I would say, at this point. Starting techs for the win. Yeah, Mansa's starting techs were not great here. Does appear as though that hurt him. I also thought my read on this game was that the high piece weight civs would be a little bit more willing to help each other out. They really have not done a lot of helping each other in this game. Okay, so Mao just had a whole stack get shredded. And we're 100 turns in. I don't think this is where we expected to be 100 turns in. Or else I would have picked something different. Sitting Bull's actually been doing a really good job of defending. The problem is defending is not going to be good enough in the long term. Come on, Darius, aren't you going to do anything other than just sit there? Oh wait, it's Darius. So no, of course he's not going to do anything. He is happy to sit there until the end of the game. So is Hattie. I mean, eventually she will run out of stuff to build. If she builds the Apostolic Palace while still running Taoism, that could be pretty interesting too. Anyway, let's do our overview. We've been mostly looking at the bar graphs, but yeah, Mao has pretty consistently been the GMP leader throughout the game. Hattie's been on the rise, and Darius is slowly getting his economy in order. The others are pretty bad. Mansa's economy is pretty terrible. Not what we expected to see. Bad production from him. Hattie is actually leading in production, although that might be because she's building wonders with the 100% bonus. Food, Brennus is really pulling away. I think it's because he's taking these cities from Mansa, but Brennus is starting to run away with that. Power and culture. I wanted to do a quick check on the beakers too, just so you can see. So Mansa's only at 24 beakers per turn, whereas Mao's at 132 per turn. Okay, Brennus's research is bad because he's a little overexpanded right now. Darius 75, Gilgamesh 50, Hattie 59, Sitting Bull 56. So most people are in the 50s, and then Darius is 75, and Mao's kind of lapping the field right now. This is what Mansa Musa usually does, is get way ahead in tech. But in this game, that role is being played by Mao. Yeah, I mean, you got to say starting techs for the win, right? A good capital and good starting techs, and like that's been enough for Mao to get out into a really strong position. That and Brennus, I think, has surprised a lot of us with how strong he's done this game. Yeah, as soon as Mao gets a military tech lead, he could just roll. The one thing that Mao's been missing is construction. Like, there's a lot of heavily promoted defenders in this city because it's been attacked a bunch of times. City Garrison 3 Archer in there. But yeah, otherwise we're mostly stalemated in that war just because Sitting Bull is doing a good job of defending. But like over here, Mansa's continuing to slowly lose out. And it is only so long until Brennus picks up catapults, at which point in time he'll have no shot. This was a little bit of smart tactics on the part of Mansa, though. Not that he intended it or anything. Like, obviously it's a coincidence. Hattie continues building wonders. This is a coincidence. It didn't really matter otherwise, but he moved onto the forest tile where his units get the 50% defensive bonus. So he was attacked by Brennus, and his units got that big defensive bonus. But it's not going to matter. They're still going to get shredded by Brennus's units because Brennus outnumbers him by a huge amount. Oh, and he just gave up the defensive bonus anyway to move away. Okay. So like I said, it was just a coincidence. It's not like he actually did anything. Yeah, Sitting Bull has construction. All right. So he got out of that war. That was a largely pointless war, aside from tying up both of their production. Mao is still in that war, for what it's worth. Hattie is still not showing much interest in starting a war. It would be funny if she attacked Mao. That would be pretty good. Not that she would have a lot of success against the longbows, but I don't know. So yeah, the only wars ongoing right now is Mao is still fighting Sitting Bull, which is a weird war that doesn't make a lot of sense. And then we have this ongoing struggle in the West that's consumed most of our attention thus far. Tadmeka has the wall bonus, but again, there's just large enough numerical advantages for the Celts that, okay, boy, Hattie is just nonstop wonders. I think that she rushed that one with a great engineer. Yeah, I think she got a great engineer and just rushed that one. Yeah, she's building the Apostolic Palace. I mentioned that before. If she built it and it's keyed to Taoism, which is the world's most prominent religion, that would be something. All right, Mal finishes Chichen Itza. Brennus apparently got a great general. He must have killed some more Milanese units. I mean, Mansa's got enough units there to put up a fight, but like you can't really stop these big stacks, even with the hills. This city is could be in a, yeah, I was going to say this city is serious flip risk here. Probably will not be able to hold on to this one. Probably will get taken over by Darius. Jewish missionaries running around in the middle of the battlefield. It does seem like she's going to get the Apostolic Palace. He continues flipping his religion around. Sitting Bull's changed his religion like he's changed his socks in this game. There's only 2 wars right now. We have Sitting Bull against Mal, which is weird, and then we have the much more significant Brennus against Mansa Musa war. That's kind of been the story of this game. Yeah, look, see, Brennus has combined his units into another Doom stack. It's got about 15 here. Oh, yeah, music is a good suggestion. Should have done that on turn 100. Oh, there it is. Hold on, I want to screenshot that. All right, so Hattie finishes the Apostolic Palace. Boy, we're going to have some interesting elections here. All right. So we need to put Taoism in the Observer Civ. And then, let's see, we need a classical era tech. What's the one I usually pick for this? So I'm going to say horseback riding, but I don't know if they all have horseback riding. Riding, is that classical? No. Do horseback riding. Ironworking, well, but the Observer Civ research is bronze working and ironworking, so not them so much. Otherwise, it'd be a good suggestion. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we want to see what the results of that AP election. Hattie has actually overtaken Mal right now. Kind of surprising. That said, her high peace weight does make her a target. She could join together with Sitting Bull in this war. That would take Mal down a peg. I mean, it's a possibility. That would likely be her best shot to do something in this game, aside from just sit around building wonders the whole game. All right, so there was a big attack against Tadmeka, and it looks like it came up short. I mean, there could have a second go here, but I think Mansa got enough units in there to hold for the time being. Yeah, that attack ultimately didn't work. All right, so here we go. Brennus is the leader. Relatively close, but Hattie was not able to pull enough votes. So she will have control of the AP, or Brennus will have control of the AP. Is there Taoism in any of Mansa Musa's cities? Oh, okay, well, we'll get back to that in a second. I mentioned that this would be pretty sizable if she went to war with him. All right, now she does have catapults, so, and this city Xi'an is not that well defended. Interesting. I wonder if she could do something in this game. She was treated as dead meat by almost everyone in this game. Now, this is surprising. This could be really bad for Mal, because he is in a two-front war, and there are elephants up here. Now, Sitting Bull's a bad AI, but even a bad AI can hold out sometimes. Oh, never mind. I thought that Mansa had held, but then Brennus brought up another stack. He's taking really heavy losses here, but he probably has enough just to power his way through. Yeah, like, look at these losses he's taking. Heavy, heavy losses. Got to see if this city can hold out another turn. Nope. And just continuing to get rolled up here. Not much left of Mansa at this point. He really needed Darius to jump into this war and help him sooner. It's basically too late at this point. Can Sitting Bull even reach Mal? Oh, good question. Who does Sitting Bull have open borders with? He does not have them with Gilgamesh or Brennus. So yeah, I don't think he can reach him because he doesn't have open borders with Brennus or Gilgamesh. So no, he can't get there. Good point. Yeah, Mansa's pretty much dead at this point. Darius has been as useless as Darius always is, just sitting there building nonsense crud in his cities the whole time, doing absolutely nothing. Hattie's actually been proactive in this game. Let's see if she's able to take a bite out of Xi'an. She has catapults here, so I think she's got a decent chance at it. That said, this is the holy city. I forgot this is the Christian holy city. There's no shrine in it, but Hattie would probably get a great profit for it. She might convert to Christianity if she takes this. Although that would swap her out of the AP religion, so I don't know. Alright, there goes the defenses of the city. I mean, longbows are tough to take out, but there's no hill bonus here. If the catapult's suicide for collateral damage, potentially. We'll see. Maybe not, though. I was going to say that this is a Celtic catapult, but no, it's a Molinese one. That said, Brennus does have construction tech, so the cats are on their way, and that means absolute doom for Mansa. He has just not been able to put a stop to this at any point in time. And we're going to have a really bizarre Celtic borders after this war is over. Okay, so didn't kill all the defenders on the first turn, but got enough of them. Used the suicide catapults correctly. So Xi'an should fall here. Yep, a nice pickup for Hattie. Holy city for her troubles. Yeah, I don't think we saw that coming. Now we are going to have the Chinese unique units on the field, right? The Choco News. It looked like Mao was trying to attack up here, but ran into longbow defenses and it didn't work. Hattie's in second place right now. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She just captured her 7th cities. She's small on territory, but the cities she does have are powerful. Don't look now, but Mao doesn't have that much territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He only has 6 cities. So despite being really strong in tech, he doesn't really have that much territory in this game. Yeah, I'd have to say Brennus is the favorite right now. He's going to have so much territory when this war is over. His economy is going to be bad in the short term, but in the long term, his economy is going to be really fantastic from absorbing so much territory. The high piece weight civs definitely need Darius to get involved in this war against Brennus and just try to claw some territory back from him. Also, Sitting Bull is still in this war against Mao, so that means he will not start a new war. Gilgamesh might, though. Might be useful to keep an eye on Gilgamesh because he is an uncommitted actor at the moment. Could jump into one of these conflicts. Although he appears to be on infrastructure right now. So we've got an attack right now against the capital. Mansa's capital, I believe, is on a hill. So it's it's on a hill, so it's going to be harder to capture that. But it does feel like it's just a matter of time. I mean, catapults will get up there eventually. Brennus has huge armies. Hattie looks like she needs some more time before assembling another force. But Timbuktu is in all kinds of trouble. Stop trading with Sitting Bull. That said, Mansa just held a pretty big attack against his capital. The problem is there's 2 more stacks. This stack is about 8 units. This one has about 12 units in it. So even though he held and inflicted really nasty losses, his power is just so low. Brennus can afford to take these losses. Mao got creamed, apparently, earlier. Can we see Mao's tech tree? Yeah. Let's look at the tech tree in a couple more turns. Hattie's going to need catapults before she does anything. She's got random war chariots running around, but that's not going to be enough. The China's unique unit is quite good. The AI is not great at using it, but and the AI just tends not to build a lot of catapults in general. Stop trading with the infidels. Poor Sitting Bull. So everyone loses their open borders with him, except Mansa, who is not part of the Apostolic Palace because he doesn't have Taoism in any of his cities. But everyone else cancels all their trade routes, all their open borders, so he has no trade routes to anyone other than Mansa. Yeah, Darius seems very content just to sit here and build and make no attempt to get involved in these wars. Chokunju's collateral everything regardless, as long as they will do. They're like catapults in that respect. They'll get their collateral damage off, pretty much regardless. So yeah, Mansa is not long for this world. He definitely appears like he's going to be first to die. He might be able to hold this attack, but again, it's not long until the catapults are on their way. Also, Gilgamesh, what is he doing? Did he... Oh, looks like Gilgamesh is getting ready to attack as well. Because otherwise, why would Gilgamesh be here? Looks like he's getting ready to pile on too. Oh boy, poor Mansa. Rough game for Mansa. Yep, so he just lost his capital. Gilgamesh is still walking up here trying to get involved into the war. So my read on the game has backfired. I thought Mansa would be one of the dominant powers. Instead, he's going to be rolled up and just eliminated, and that means that the high peace weight civs are probably not going to make it to the end of this game. Oh, do we have a city flip? Okay, so Dejene was either flipped over or was gifted to Darius, who's doing reasonably well. The problem is the big powerhouse in this game looks like it's going to be Brennus, and Brennus is probably going to turn and deal with him after he's finished with Mansa. Oh, we've got a new siege going on down here. Now, there's not a lot of units in this attack force, but at the very least, they can start removing the defenses, which are going to take forever. So Hadi might be able to follow up on that. At least Hadi doesn't have to worry about being attacked by Gilgamesh, because his war plotting is going after Mansa right now. Yeah, Mansa's just got a couple icy tundra cities left, and that's it. Has not been his game. You would never know from watching this game how strong he's been in past seasons of AI Survivor. Yeah, this turn's bombardment only took out 7% of the defenses. Mao has not really been doing a lot in this war either. Oh, and there's another fresh stack up here with catapults, so it can do a little bit of damage. Hadi would have been done better to just create one attack force instead of two separate ones. And I guess Mao's doing some kind of a counterattacking force there. Anyway, let's get the Gilgamesh War Declaration out of the way. He's just trying to vulture a little bit more of the spoils here. Darius getting Statue of Zeus is nice for him. Alright, so there's the War Declaration. As expected. We're already at 5. Okay. Probably should have gone higher on wars. Didn't think we'd have this many. Does Mao have a doom stack? I mean, I was looking. I haven't spotted one, though. This is probably his best. I guess here, up against Xi'an, which is not very well defended. Like, it's got the longbow. Otherwise, it's mostly units that don't get defensive bonuses, like horse archers. Yeah, Hadi probably should have worked to defend this a little bit better. Oh, never mind. She's got another force here. Perhaps that'll reinforce. Anyway, we did a request to look at the tech trees. I was trying to wait until an even turn number, turn 125. All right, so Mansa is... I mean, he's got calendar construction, and that's about it in the classical era. Monarchy. He's just barely out of the ancient age. Mao is clearly much further ahead. Mao has feudalism, code of laws, machinery, is finishing civil service, so this will unlock maces for him as soon as he finishes that. Brennus, okay, Brennus is not in great shape technologically. He has calendar, construction, currency. Those are the 3 economic techs in the classical age, now going feudalism, but doesn't have code of laws, doesn't have civil service, doesn't have machinery. Definitely further behind. Darius is doing pretty well technologically. Darius and Mao are the 2 tech leaders right now. I guess Mao is slightly ahead because he has machinery. Gilgamesh is about where Brennus is, but doesn't have as strong of a position. How do you grab the theology? Hadi's not doing as well. She is about to grab engineering, road movement, pikes, blah, blah, blah. And Sitting Bull is, again, about where Brennus and Gilgamesh are. Has not been a fast tech pace overall. Yeah, Hattie's fairly strong. Let's see if she can hold this city of Xi'an. Nope, retaken. Mao strikes back. Yeah, that was a loss there for Hattie. She took that city and then it was taken. Got that city initially and then Mao captured it back again. Yeah, pretty significant loss there. Should have done more to defend that. I mean, her problem was she split up her forces in like 3 different directions. Was sieging Shanghai, was sieging Hangzhou, and didn't defend Xi'an there. I mean, if Hetty went for guilds next, she could be in decent shape. The problem is she's not going to go for guilds next because her tech preferences are... It's not her tech preferences to go there. She's building castles right now in all her cities. Get those out of the way. So Gilgamesh is the one sieging up Mansa right now. It went very poorly. He just threw away a bunch of units, but he did redline the defenders. So Brennus is like, thanks, bud. I will take that city. Thank you very much. Darius still is content to like never fight a war ever, apparently. Oh boy. Apostolic Palace, declare war on Mansa Musa. Oh boy. Well, this has significant scoring implications in the picking contest because if this goes through, we're going to see like 5 more war declarations against Mansa simultaneously, which would be bad for me with my low number of wars. All right, Hattie made peace with Mao. She got Xi'an in the peace treaty. Why in the world did Mao give that away? That's pretty shocking. I don't know why he would do that. So she actually gets a pretty important border city. This is a holy city and all that jazz. Also, look at that trade route income. Great Lighthouse. Any coastal city is pretty valuable with Great Lighthouse. All right, well, we're about to see the everybody declare war on Mansa Musa vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Mao only has the 6 cities, so... Like, Mao and Hattie are in kind of a similar situation in the sense that both of them have good economies, but small empires. Also, yeah, I was going to say Gilgamesh is plotting war, but he's not plotting war, he's in a war. This does mean that Mao can now return to his war with Sitting Bull, which is still ongoing, by the way, has not ended. Sitting Bull has no way to get units there. I guess he's trying to, like, sneak them through the tundra or something. Nah, he just can't get his units there. And that definitely hurt Hatshepsut that Sitting Bull could not get any units over to help her in that war. If Sitting Bull could have gotten units over there, I think Mao would have been in serious trouble, but the lack of open borders between Sitting Bull and Brennus or Gilgamesh definitely hurt. Oh, anyway, let's see the result of this AP vote. Are we going to see everybody declaring war on Mansa? Let's see. It failed. Oh, it came up 7 votes short. Wow. Close vote. Mao actually voted no. Darius voted no. Hatshepsut voted no. Yeah, if anyone else had voted yes, it would have succeeded. So it did not go through. Like, it doesn't ultimately make that much of a difference, but... this Darius city is actually in no danger of flipping at all. There's not that much pressure from Sumeria. If anything, these tiles are going to flip back over to this city. Like, these, in a turn or two, these tiles are going to flip back over to Darius. Boy, double wonder pickup from him. Shwedagon Paya and Great Library. And now Sistine Chapel. He seems to want to go... Maybe he wants to go for like a backdoor cultural victory or something. I don't know. In any case, Mansa is still in the process of dying up here. No one has intervened in this war except to make it worse by piling on. Oh, poor Mansa. Not his day. I mean, now that there's catapults on the scene for Brennus, the only thing that was stopping the war from being a total slaughter was that Brennus kept charging into heavy cultural defenses. And obviously that's no longer the case. Brennus finally got his shrine. That was a very delayed shrine. Will certainly help his economy. So we're pretty much just running out the turns until Mansa's gone now, since that's the only real conflict going on. I mean, again, Mao is technically at war with Hinduism has been founded. Okay. One of the late, that's a philosophy religion. Where's Mycenaean anyway? Former Barb city, I guess. Oh no, I need Hinduism. Oh, it's this city. Are you kidding me? This is the Hindu holy city? Okay, whatever. Okay, sure. Yeah, I am not in a position to score very well in this game. Let's just put it that way. Maybe Brennus could be second place. Maybe. Or not Brennus. Maybe Darius could be second place. But he is not well liked by Brennus, so I would fear for him long term. Literally the only place that religion would have mattered. But Darius is not going to drop the Judaism, so not going to matter. All right, so Hattie has switched over to her own religion, the one that she founded. Not a huge surprise there. We do have a couple different religions in this game. We still have a number of people running Taoism. Mao is running Christianity for whatever reason. I think it's because he had the Holy City, even though he has since lost the Holy City. And we've got 2 people running Judaism, and then a lot of people on Taoism, which is the dominant religion in the world. Oh, free religion is Darius's favorite civic. Okay, well, he hasn't gone there yet. I mean, he might in time, but so far has not. Darius is picking up all the pieces he needs for a like a cultural victory, although he's building a lot of military right now, so perhaps he's thinking about plotting war. Just curious. Yeah, he is plotting war. See that we have enough on our hands right now. So he's planning to attack someone. Given who he dislikes, it's probably Brennus. That's who he really dislikes, but that could backfire horribly because Brennus is really strong. He needed to do this much sooner. Brennus is much more power than anyone else. Oh well. Could backfire. He needed to do that while Mansa was still an actual player. Darius won't. No, Darius does not declare war at pleased, if I remember correctly, and he's pleased with Hattie, so he won't declare on her. He could go after Mao or Gilgamesh, though. Yeah, Darius needed to do this 400 years ago. Yep. I agree. Could be wrong. But that would have made more sense to do this earlier. That said, there is territory to be gained. A city like Timbuktu is very poorly defended. It's just Brennus has an awful lot of units. He has some huge stacks. This stack here, 30 units in it. That's pretty many. Poor Autoghost is defended by basically nothing. So if Darius does declare war on Brennus, which seems likely, his best hope for success would be declare. Well, geez, it's another AP resolution on declare Mansa. Brennus really is trying to pull people into that war. His best hope would be while the whole Celtic army is up here in the north, would be to make gains while that's going on. I don't see a big stack formed yet, though. Does Darius have a Taoist city? Yes, he does somewhere because he's been voting in the UN. Yes, down here. He's been voting in the UN, or not the UN, in the AP, so yeah, he had to have had one somewhere. Alright, well this time it succeeded. Apparently Brennus and Gilgamesh have clawed away enough votes to force this through, so alright. Declare war on the infidel succeeds this time. Oh boy, that's going to cause the war tracker counter to go crazy. So we will ignore the human player, but everyone else in the game will declare war. That's 1, 2, 3 wars. Takes us up to 8 in a real hurry. Poor Mansa. This is the game where literally everything has gone wrong for him. Oh boy. Where is Mansa? He's like, I hate all of you. Except Sitting Bull. I love him even though... Oh, Sitting Bull wouldn't declare war because he was friendly. Apparently he would... Apparently that blocked it from happening. So I don't think they're at war right now. Yeah. If you're so apparently being friendly stopped it from happening. Yeah, Darius, you're right. Darius temporarily sneaked into first place. Now, he's not going to be in first place for very long because Brennus is going to capture territory. All right, now we're just down to one city left. Sitting Bull has no... Oh, he has no Taoism? Oh, okay. That would explain... Oh, you're right. He has no Taoism, so he could be the target of one of those wars, too. Good point. Sitting Bull doesn't have the religion. I missed that. I guess the friendly relationship would not have stopped it. This probably throws Darius's... Whatever war he was plotting before probably got thrown off the window by that. Or not. Or apparently not. All right, so Darius is going to go forward with his war anyway. All right, well, this is if you want to see something other than Brennus winning the game, this is probably the last chance for that to happen. It's going to have to happen right now because right now is when Brennus's forces are up here in the north. I mean, this appears to be suicide, but maybe if he can make gains immediately. Where is his army? Okay, here it is. Is that it? Like, is that really all you've got, Darius? I assumed you were going to have a larger force than that if you're going to move in. Yeah, that's not very impressive at all. Well, good luck. Good luck, Darius. I feel like he missed his moment to make this play, though. Now, he is on guilds. That would be nice if he gets some knights. Gilgamesh has now picked up Hattie's religion. Okay. Another really weird... Some weird religious stuff in this game. We have not had consistent religious blocks. There's actually no one practicing Brennus's religion right now, even though it was the dominant religion for, like, most of the game. This is going to be sad for Brennus if Gilgamesh gets the kill credit because Brennus pulls his unit south to deal with the Persians. I mean, this city is pretty vulnerable, don't get me wrong. Now finally signed peace with Sitting Bull. Okay, they got out of their stupid war. At least this means the two of them can now get involved in new wars. Yep. Brennus, after having captured every single other city from Mansa Musa, appears to have pulled away his forces. So it looks like Gilgamesh is now going to get the kill credit. Also, why in the world did Mal just research Divine Right? He got the last religion. Did Mao culture bomb the Holy City? I don't think Mao has culture bombed anything. This city just was like that before. I don't think Mao has used a culture bomb. Anyway, we're going to see an attack at Camalodunum this turn. Let's see if that succeeds. Yep. Okay, so Darius has taken a city. Now he's going to need to take more than that, but first success in that war. Again, I don't know if this is going to work long term. Also, he just went free religion, so good call out on him having free religion as his favorite civic in that column. He's about to get knights, which is going to be nice, so maybe he can do this. Maybe. I don't know. Still seems like he's outgunned here in terms of power, and he's not going to have anyone to... Well, he could turn... I was going to say no one he can turn to as an ally. He could turn to Sitting Bull as a potential ally. That's one possibility, I suppose. Stupid Gilgamesh looks like he's going to get the credit for killing Mansa, even though he literally did nothing except capture the final city at the tail end of the fighting. Alright, so Dejene was captured and then recaptured back again. Traded by the two sides. Still, all the cultural buildings in there are wiped out, so that's not great for Darius. Obviously better to get it back than lose it permanently, but not great. If you're wondering why Hattie's score has kind of fallen behind, it's because she just doesn't have enough territory, and like that's the problem. Oh, this would be awesome. Please let the random exploring Hatshepsut. And that city was taken back by Darius, or by Brennus. Please let the random exploring Egyptian warrior capture this city. It's not going to happen because the city's going to fall this turn, but that would be just amazing. Report Gilgamesh for chaos, yeah, for kill stealing. Indeed. Both Mao and Hadi appear to be wonder building right now. They're continuing to fight over that city, Camalodunum, but I think this is the end of Mansa, so should bid farewell to the biggest favorite in the entire season thus far. Ends up being first to die. So, with great wailing and gnashing of teeth, the big favorite in this game has gone down. Have to pay respects, yeah. All right, so Mansa, first to die, will not go to the playoffs this season, will not move on to the championship. 0 points for Mansa. Who was brave enough to pick that going into this game? And another good sign of how just because they're a highest seeded leader does not mean that they will necessarily survive. It is turn 149. Game 6, turn 149. Let me see who had that. First eliminated. Did anyone have that? One person did. One person! Philly D, the only person to pick Mansa Musa first to die. One person out of 165 entrants had that. So not a lot of points scored in that category. So yeah, the picking contest just got crushed there. And with so many of them, us having Mansa as the winner of the game, this is not going to be a high-scoring game. Philly DDT, the only person who picked it. I think Brennis is the strong favorite right now to be first place, which also was not very popular. Mao is decent shot for second. Anyway, so Camalodunum was recaptured again, and Dejene was captured again. Brennis seems to have his big stack up here. But there was a Stop the War resolution that was put forward in the AP, so let's see if that ends up going through. Each side would keep their respective conquests right now, if that was voted through. It succeeded, so we see that war come to a close. Interesting that Darius voted no, but Brennis voted yes. Although I guess he would vote yes because he called the vote, so I guess wouldn't have gone through otherwise. So the net effect of that war is Camalodunum is in Persian hands, and Dejene is in Celtic hands. Now both cities are basically useless. Well, Dejene is not totally useless. There's some tiles back here. Camalodunum is almost completely useless. I guess can work these tiles, but both of them are pretty crushed by culture on either side. And I believe the world is actually at peace for the first time in a very long time. Yeah, not Spambot joked that maybe Mansa will be first to die. Kane ended up coming true in this one. So right now, Darius and Brennis are even in score, but Brennis is going to pull pretty far ahead once he gets all these cities out of resistance. Oh, and I forgot to mark down that the kill credit went to freaking Gilgamesh, of all people. All right, so just mark down that he got the kill. Okay. Yeah, so Brennis will pull ahead once it becomes clear that once his cities come out of resistance. So I'm going to advance a turn or two so we can get the AIs like out of war mode, and then we'll look at the bar graphs. The worst part is they might both give their cities back. It is possible. That's in play. Okay, well, remember I said now maybe we can sit back and have some peace here? No. Gilgamesh, like 2 turns of peace and then he's back to war. So we're going to have a high war count this game. There's no question. My lucky 13 is not going to be lucky today. I thought this game has just gone completely differently than I had predicted. All right, well, I guess we might as well look at the bar graphs now then. So it's kind of a 3-way lead for the GNP spot between Mal, Darius, and Hatshepsut. The other AIs are notably behind their production. It's pretty close. It looks like we're going to see the Brennis get ahead there. Sitting Bull is as useless as ever. Brennis is first, Darius is second. That's about what we'd expect. Power, ooh, okay. So I think it's a good thing that Brennis got peace, because this war was not going well for him. He was taking it on the chin pretty badly. And in this war, it looks like the edge is on Gilgamesh's side, not Sitting Bull's side, which is no surprise because Sitting Bull is pretty terrible. We did see a culture bomb used by Darius. Which city did he put it down in? Oh, he used it in here. Okay, so Darius used a culture bomb here in this city to grab some more tiles. I missed that earlier in the game because it's way off in the middle of the map. I wouldn't say that war worked very well for Darius. At best, he has temporarily delayed being in a bad situation. Now, I'm not sure that this attack is going to be too successful from Gilgamesh. Sitting Bull is a weak AI, though, so maybe. Like, Sitting Bull is a pretty terrible AI. Unfortunately for Gilgamesh, like, half his army is way over here. But he does have the power edge between these two. He also could maybe try to get someone like Mao into this conflict as well. But that's a lot of crossbows. I think some catapults attack this stack. Oh, these two are back at it again. Hattie has declared war on Mao. Okay. GG all my predictions. Hattie's been doing surprisingly well in this game. Now, how does she compare to Mao? Just out of curiosity. Slightly higher, not a big difference, though. That said, she does have the jump on him here. A lot of siege in this stack. She may have caught Mao off guard. I don't know. Let's just look at everybody's beaker rates real quickly. So Mao's at 259. Brennus is at 154. Yeah, Brennus needs to get his economy in order. If he can ever build infrastructure in his cities, he's going to be a monster, but he's a ways away from that. So 250 for Mao. Darius 340. Gilgamesh 161. Hattie 269. Okay, so Hattie and Sitting Bull 108. Yeah, Sitting Bull is the runt of this game. He is probably the next one to go. If Hattie could actually take territory away from Mao, Mao's territory is very well developed. Like, if she could get some of these cities, she would be in a fantastic position. The problem is Mao's strong enough that that's unlikely to happen. And just between these two, where are they in tech? So Mao has guilds, so he does have knights, and he's got the other medieval units. Hattie does not have guilds. She's racing to education. And then she might be the first to liberalism. That would be nice. She'd be well served to get guilds, though. Knights are pretty good units, so would be well served to grab that. Probably would grab nationalism otherwise. It's actually not a great time for her to attack on the tech tree. And Darius would be the other one who's kind of ahead in tech. What Darius needs to do is to tech up to like rifles and then hit Brennus when Brennus does not have rifles. That would be the way to go there. How many beakers are coming out of the Persian cities with the double gems? Okay, can check that out. Double gems. Persian city with the double gems. A lot, yeah. This is 65. He was at like 370 overall, so this is like 20%, a little less than 20% of his total science. This is a great science city right here. Worth screenshotting it. Just like, this is the power of financial organized right here. Given time, you're going to out-tech your opponents. Now, neither of these cities can be culture flipped because they're both taken in battle, and cities captured in fighting will not flip back, but they're both going to be pretty useless. So let's see. Anything happening here at Poverty Point in this war? Do you think Mao sent his army to Mali? Fair point. I don't know if they got all the way up there before that war ended. I do not think this attack is going to succeed. Darius getting his shrine finally at a late date is kind of nice, though. I'll just take the same screenshot again now that the shrine's done. The 24 gold per turn from the shrine is pretty nice. All right, so Hattie's setting up for the siege. She does have a lot of siege units. Now that said, castle plus Chichen Itza means a lot of cultural defenses there. So it's going to take a while. Yeah, even with all those siege units, she only took out 18%. This attack should come in at poverty points this turn or next turn. I don't think it's going to succeed. Like, longbows on a hill. Yep, that did not work. Sorry, Gilgamesh. Oh, Gilgamesh just got cleaned up. Like, first he attacked, it didn't succeed, and then the Sitting Bull counterattack. Well, apparently there was another city capture over here, and then it was retaken. Oh, so this is the Gilgamesh army from the Mansa Musa War. Randomly over here. And then it was recaptured. Okay. Because, like, Sitting Bull, most of his units are in poverty point. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's heavy losses there, to be sure. Note that Brennus is already way back in front again on power. He appears to be doing some infrastructure now, which would be smart. Hattie does look like she's going to get liberalism, though. I guess we should watch what happens here over a city that's just being bombarded. Oh my god. This one pike in that city killed, like, I don't even know how many of those attackers. I guess some of them backed off, but, like, that one pike slaughtered a whole bunch of attackers. Yeah, losing that city does hurt, because even though he gets it back, it lost most of the buildings that were inside. I guess he got some of the buildings back, but, like compare Chaco Canyon with its 4 buildings to, I don't know, Mound City with, like, all this stuff. You lose every cultural building, and you lose a lot of the other infrastructure. So here's Mal's counterattacking force. Yeah, this war between Sitting Bull and Gilgamesh is unlikely to do much of anything. I guess this city could be vulnerable because it's so isolated, but Sitting Bull mostly has just defended his territory. He's a tough AI to attack with that protective trait. He just never does anything except defend. So, oh, I think Hattie just got... Oh, wow, these two both had major fights, but it looks like Mao came out on top in that fight. I think that went poorly for Hattie. Yep, look at that. She just got a big stack of siege units slaughtered. So unfortunately for her, she does not seem like she's going to take territory away in this war. That's her biggest issue. She just doesn't have much territory. She's actually doing quite well in the game aside from that. Like I said, Darius, get up to rifles and then attack Brennus where you have rifles and he has medieval units. That's Darius's path to victory in this game. If Brennus comes back and hits him again before he can get to rifles, then it's not looking too good. Yeah, so here's Mal's. Oh, auto raise event, Barb City. Okay, whatever. Size 1 Barb City. Like, look at this former Barb City, though, right? I mean, this is... Cities like this matter. Like, look how much this is helping Darius. Obviously, this is kind of a crud location, but, I mean, he's grown it all the way up to size 9. He's working all of these coastal tiles, 24 beakers per turn at a cost of only 6. He's even building a war elephant here. Now, what he should do is instead of running this tile, he should be working the water tile and whipping for production. That's what a human player who knew what they were doing would do. Don't run this tile. Don't run the stupid citizen specialist. Run the water tiles, use +4 food per turn off the deer tile, and then just whip for production. But I mean, even the AI, which is not great at managing this stuff, is getting a lot out of this. And like, watch, after this harbor finishes, there's gonna be a lot of trade route income here in a city like Susa. Okay, so Brennus continues to control the AP. Darius and Hattie voted for each other, but everyone else voted for Brennus. Brennus is the only one really running this religion, so he has easy control. Yeah, look at all this commerce here, right? 4, 4, 5. That's the equivalent of 3 mature cottages. So I don't know why he's running 20% on the espionage slider. Lots of the AIs do this. Like Mal's running 10% on the slider. They love to do this. Anyway, so Hattie did discover liberalism. And we'll check out what she picked up. Probably nationalism. No, she went for printing press. Interesting choice. Printing press. Good for the economy. Does put her closer to rifling, potentially, although I don't think she's going to go there. Her tech preferences don't lead to a fast rifling. It would be really powerful in this war against Mao, though. Still, we'll see. I'm a little bit surprised Darius is still leading in score against Brennus. I would have thought that Brennus would be ahead. Brennus does not appear to be plotting war right now. So the 2 ongoing wars right now are kind of stabilized. Why is the liberalism and circumnavigation audio cue so ominous? I don't know. That's just the one that was picked by the developers. I have no idea why. I agree it's like nerve-wracking when you hear that sound. Ooh, okay. I did not realize that city was even under siege, but Hattie losing that city is pretty bad for her. this has been the big bone of contention between the two of them. So not only did she fail to capture Guangzhou, she also has now lost Xi'an, and I don't see any force in position to take this back. So in their respective war, Mao is definitely winning. I think a big part of that is the fact that Mao has guilds and can build knights, and Hattie does not have knights. Just a guess, but I think that that 1 unit edge is making a difference. So the 2 high piece weight civ, or actually I guess there's still 3 high piece weight civs remaining in this game, but they're not in great shape. Darius is kind of your hope if you want to see a high piece weight civ make it through this game. Darius apparently has gone over to plotting war because he just switched all his cities over to military units. This poor city is still such toast if a war ever would break out. A lot of great people being born. The Sitting Bull against Gilgamesh War doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. I've more been watching the war between China and Egypt is probably more significant. The two of them have thrown an awful lot of units against each other without a whole lot changing place. Oh, and another size 1 Barb city picked up. Darius has been doing well. Like that city's not too good because it has no food bonus, but he can work the coastal tiles as financial. He'll get the trade route income once it comes out of resistance. So every city does help. I am wondering if Darius will be able to get to rifling tech before he gets attacked again. Because it's just a matter of time before Brennus attacks Darius. Which one of them can get to rifles first is probably the biggest mark of success in that game. Now, hold on. Mao looks like he could be sieging up this spot. Hattie is finally going for guilds, belatedly. I don't know what the war elephants are doing on this tile. Kind of weird. Hi, Unforced Error. We are well into this game. Now, Darius going for Constitution. No surprise. His tech preferences do not lead him to an early rifling either. Like, he's still quite a ways away. He doesn't have no gunpowder, no military tradition. Wants Constitution, I guess, for the representation, maybe? I don't know. Oh no, he wants Corporation for some reason. I don't know why. Trade routes, I guess? Weird tech choice. Well, that is not going to help him out. He better hope that he can stay at peace. Because otherwise, Brennus is going to roll him up. How much does Brennus get? Well, that was one of the minority shrines. That was not a major shrine that just got built. That was the Buddhist one. Still, I'm sure he got some. No, 6 per turn. Not much. His main shrine is his Taoist one, which is 22 per turn. Still, every little bit does help. When you get gold from shrines, it kind of... Oh, Brennus apparently decided to go after the softer target instead. That's a smart move. Roll up the weaker targets first. Brennus is researching Code of Laws. What the? How is he researching Code of Laws? Anyway, well, Sitting Bull's dead. This is the end for him. Brennus is going to get more territory that way. Oh my god, look at this stack. 84 units! 84! Snaketown has 1 longbow on defense. 84 units. Yeah, he is much more powerful than anyone else in this game right now. Also, Hattie is really struggling. I think she might just not be building enough units, but it's not going well for her. Gilgamesh is not... Oh, yes, Gilgamesh is still at war with Sitting Bull, correct. He is at war with both of them. But now that Brennus has gotten into this war, he's just going to roll right through this guy. 84 units? Jeez. Alright, well, Darius completing the Taj Mahal is pretty big. Oh, and Poverty Point was taken too? Okay, well, this is the beginning of the end for Sitting Bull, who is well known to be a terrible AI. I thought he might survive to the end of this game because I thought Mansa would do well, but as soon as Mansa got rolled over, it's pretty much curtains for him. And it's probably curtains for Darius too, long term. I mean, maybe Darius can only win this if he gets out to a big, big tech lead. Is this the longest he survived? It might... No. He survived a long time in Season 3. He did get eliminated in Season 3, but he survived for a long time. Oh god, and now it's an Apostolic Palace. Declare the war on Sitting Bull. Jeez, okay. Okay. Meanwhile, over here, Mal's got a pretty nice siege going on against Hattie. We'll check back in on that when the city gets lower. Still a long way away from finishing. Ugh. Oh yeah, if you wanted to see how many units were in that big stack. Hold on, how did I do that? I clicked on it somehow. How did I do that? Anyway. Well, it was highlighted temporarily at the bottom of the screen. Let's see. Is the AP gonna force through? All right, yep, there we go again. Another declare war on the infidels. All right, everybody pile on Sitting Bull. How many war declarations is this? I don't think it's that many. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, well, I was wrong about how many war declarations. Goodbye, any points from that category, because we're already at 15. Looks like we're going to be over 20 by the time the game's over in that. RIP with all... Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that spaceship will be the category so I can get maybe some points from that. Oh boy. Yeah, this game just unfolded in a completely different direction than I anticipated. Did not think Mansa would get taken out the way he has. I think Hattie might lose this city, and once this city goes down, she'll be on the way out too, because she just doesn't have enough territory. But I guess we'll see. Oh, geez, that doom stack there. I mean, there's 10 catapults and 2 trebuchets right next to that city, ready to capture it. But I think this city's going to get attacked first, so I want to see if Hattie can hold Alexandria, or if she's going to lose this one. Well, she held for this turn. Did she get attacked? I don't think she was attacked. Oh, no. Oh, she sent some catapults, I think, to attack, and I think Mal paused to heal. This looks like a 0-score game for most of us. All right, they're still working on the defenses there. Mal, if you're curious, Mal, what text Mal has, we can check on that real quick. So he has nationalism, does not have military tradition, does not have gunpowder. In the Mal versus Hattie feud, she is working really hard to avoid any units that might help her. Nationalism, Constitution, Corporation does not want gunpowder or military tradition or rifling. Brennus, wow, Brennus is behind. Oh my god, Brennus's tech is awful. This is a real weakness for him, you guys. Brennus's tech is bad. He's way behind. I mean, I guess he has guilds, but he's not even remotely close to rifles. That could be a real problem long term. Like, Darius is taking a stupid path through the tree. Well, let me back up. Darius is taking an economic-heavy path through the tree. He already has corporation and constitution and economics. So he's going to have a lot of trade route income. Like, if you look at his... Oh, never mind. I guess he doesn't have these. He must not have open borders with anyone. Where's Darius? Oh, he has open borders with Hattie and Gilgamesh, but I don't think he can connect his trade routes there because they... I think they pass through the territory of Sitting Bull, who he's at war with. So anyway, he's got a lot of econ stuff, but he doesn't have anything military. That said, Brennus's tech being... Oh, maybe he's a mercant. That's a much simpler explanation. He's probably in mercantilism. That would make way more sense. He is in mercantilism. Okay. That would make way more sense. Anyway. Yeah, so... Let's see. Yeah, Mal has not ordered the attack yet on this city. Meanwhile, Mountain City is going to be attacked in between turns, and it is definitely dead as soon as that happens. Wait, did you just declare war on... Oh, he's at war with Sitting Bull. Okay. I was like, wait, is he at war with someone? I was like, oh, he's at war with Sitting Bull. Okay. Oh, okay. He's at war with a bigger target, apparently. Nope, he's going after the king again. Going after Brennus. I still think this is a mistake. If he would just tech to rifles and then declare war. Oh, well, his power zone a big upsurge. Interesting. All right, well... I think he should have waited to get rifles first, because he can get rifles way, way, way before Brennus does. But instead, they're going to be on even terms. They both have gunpowder. Still, this might be the moment to do it. while Darius's Doom army is... I keep getting their names confused. While Brennus's Doom army is off here killing Sitting Bull. Gonna declare war on Darius to get the Sitting Bull. Yeah, seriously. Something like that. Alright, let's see over here if this city gets... Yeah, this city's going to fall. Not on this turn, but it will on the next turn. Because anytime you just see a siege unit as the only defender, you know that city's going to fall. Yeah, so just Trebuchets left. And Mao still has all his units. So Mao looks like he is slowly but surely going to complete the conquest of Hattie. And then the only high piece weight civ left in the game is going to be Darius after that. Darius is on printing press. Maybe he's pushing towards rifling. Oh, he is going rifling. He's going to be a little slow to get there, but he will be so far out ahead of Brennus, who is not close at all. Yeah, Brennus, he's just doing gunpowder right now. But in order to get rifling, he would need to pick up paper and printing press and replaceable parts and rifling. I guess he could beeline there, but those are very expensive techs. We'll see. He doesn't even have theology. So yeah, big tech disparity. That could be the story. Sadly for Hatshepsut, though, this has not gone her way. She was doing so well for so long, but it looks like it's slowly rolling past her. Yeah, Darius just picked up... I should screenshot that for the... Because, like, Hattie is slowly... Now, remember, she did start this war against Mao, but she's slowly losing it. Where does Brennus have his main, or Darius have his main force? It looks like it's here, because he's got 30 units. Cumby Sullla could be the next target. Not very well defended city. Does not have castle defenses. Brennus does have, yeah, he does have castles, tech, he does have engineering. Brennus's tech rate is a good question. We can just check. So Mal's at 186, Brennus is at 221, Gilgamesh is at 163, Hattie's at 316, Sitting Bull's at 177, Darius is at 730. Now, he is in a golden age. Keep that in mind. Or at least I believe he's in a golden age. So keep that in mind. But his tech rate is still way out in front. The Celtic Unique building, the Dun, is a wall replacement. It's not very good. I think it gives a bonus to extra guerrilla promotion. I think something like that. Yeah, it's not particularly good, and it's already obsolete by this point in time. All right, so we actually had a city of Darius get recaptured there. Oh, it's the one that's completely surrounded. Yeah, it's this city that is completely surrounded. Not a surprise that that would get taken. So Hattie made peace with Mao. She did not get to retain her city, but she does get to survive for the time being. Only 3 cities left for Sitting Bull. He does not appear to be long for this world. This could be good for Gilgamesh. He was likely to get more of the spoils of Sitting Bull dying now that Darius is fighting against Brennus. Also, this city, which was captured by Brennus from Sitting Bull, is likely to go over to Darius because it's so crushed by culture. This one stupid city in the middle of the map is like now squeezing that territory. Where's Darius's army? Oh, what happened, Darius? He like literally just lost his whole army. What the heck? Did he? Oh, you know what I think he did? I think he tried to attack this force on a forested jungle hill where it gets 75% defensive bonus. Ugh. I think he threw away his army trying to attack into a plus 75% defensive bonus tile. At least he's only 3 turns from rifling. That's what he's got to hold out hope that he can get that. Meanwhile, Hattie over there needs to just stay out of war for the time being. This could have been so good for Darius if he had just waited until he had rifles and waited until he had upgraded his medieval units. Because there really is, I mean, as good as the units are for now his golden age finally ended. Okay, he is only 3 turns away from rifling though. And as we mentioned, Brennus is not close. Yeah, meanwhile, Brennus has basically stopped attacking Sitting Bull, which means that Gilgamesh is quietly slipping up here and is in a position to get all of the spoils from that. Sitting Bull and Darius, those have to be the two worst AIs in the game. I don't know, man. I don't know if Darius is one of the worst, but he does seem to find ways to screw up really amazing traits. All right, 2 turns to rifling. Got to stop to build universities everywhere, though, first, don't you know? Oh, so this city, which was taken earlier, got taken back. Like these perpetual border cities. Oh, and Brennus in a golden age. That will help his economy a lot. His economy that's still struggling to get over 60% beakers, even at this late date. So this city should get captured here. A random Celtic unit. So this city over here is now finally going to get connected. Does this mean that Gilgamesh is going to get both of the initial kill credits? Because it sure looks like that right now. Here's the big force for Brennus, 49 units. That said, rifling did just finish, so if Darius can upgrade enough rifles, he can probably hold against this. But, 40 units is still 40 units, or whatever it is. It's true. Sitting Bull is dying to both, like a combination of Gilgamesh and Brennus. It's not just the one-sided ridiculous result that we had earlier. What are the odds of this city flipping, by the way? Yeah. 7% per turn, so that's not going to hold out for too long. Darius is also going military tradition, so he's going to have calves as well. Meanwhile, Brennus is on divine right, so yeah, he's a long way away from rifles and calves. He's quite a few techs away. So we're about to see how much a tech lead really matters here, because calves and rifles really should shred anything that Darius can field. Now it's going to take a few turns for Darius to get them in large numbers, but like once he has both of them, he should crush his way through this war, at least in theory. Like that tech edge is pretty big. Anyway, request to show the power bar graphs. No problem. Boy, Darius took a terrible fight here. Mao's power is on the rebound, and Gilgamesh is in a somewhat surprising second place in terms of power. If you're curious about economy, though, Darius has definitely been the leader there. Brennus' economy has been awful for the whole game, pretty much. All right, so this city's going to fall, and we almost are done with Sitting Bull. Almost. Just got one city left. Oh, here comes Mao, apparently. Oh, and Hattie. Remember, they're all at war with Sitting Bull. So China and Egypt have brought their armies over here to try to get this last city. Well, the relations don't matter that much at the moment because pretty much everyone's in a war. Like, we generally check them after wars are done. So Gilgamesh did end up getting that last one. All right, so Native Americans are destroyed. Gilgamesh gets the kill, pulling him up into what looks like a pretty clear contest for third place. Like, Hattie, Mao, and Gilgamesh are all pretty close. Gilgamesh should pull ahead of them and score, though, because he picked up a fair bit of territory here. Anyway, I will mark this in our spreadsheet. So Sitting Bull, to no one's surprise, does not last to the end of the game. I thought he might because I thought Mansa would do well. Instead, it was Darius who did well. Turn 187. Game 6. And another kill for old Gilgamesh, who has claimed both of them in this game. Brennus, for all his efforts, has not gotten one. All right, and then we were down to 5 AIs. Gilgamesh, yeah. The Burger King is the real winner. He says, can I interest you in some tasty snacks? No. Okay. All right. Let's refresh the map now that we got out of that war. And let's change up the music to the medieval period. That's also a word builder, isn't it? Should have done that at the same time. All right. Everybody should be in the medieval period by now. So we'll go with feudalism. Yeah, it came down to which of the good civs got the aggro. It's true. It also came down to the good civs not working together. Brennus did not work. I thought Brennus would work together with Mansa Musa when they got the same same religion, but they did not work together. Also, note that Darius is really converting all his units over to. Oh, he's on democracy tech. He's getting rifles and cavs now, and that probably bodes poorly. This is the big stack of Brennus right here. 45 units on this tile, so keep an eye on this. It looks like it's probably going to go after Tarsus, but rifles are tough to break. When you've got, what is most of this stack? 16 maces. Yeah, maces don't do very well against rifles. Let's just put it that way. The knights at least have flanking too, so they can retreat. But knights don't do very well against rifles either, because rifles get the plus 25 against mounted units. This is pretty much Last Samurai, with Darius as like the last samurai. Or no, never mind, with Brennus, because he's got the medieval units, yeah. In particular, having cavs is... The cavs are just so strong. Like, Brennus has got so far to go. He's got a research... He's going nationalism, military tradition, but that only gets him the cuirassier. It does not get him rifling, which requires 4 more techs after that. Oof. I mean, like, that's really the story of the game. I'm actually going to screenshot this just so I remember it for the report later. That Darius has rifling, and meanwhile, Brennus is so far behind. Like, tech matters in Civ. Well, catapults are still useful. Like, until you get... Catapults have a very long shelf life in this game. Up until you get cannons, they're still the best thing to use out in the field. Like, trebs are better for sieging, but in terms of, like, actually attacking other units, the catapults are better. Oh, what happened here? Looks like Brennus's stack took some pretty serious losses. Did he just have his stack cleaned up? No, never mind. I'm surprised Darius's power is not higher, given all the medieval units he's fielding. I think the city revolted for the time being. And this is the only war ongoing right now. There are no other wars taking place right now. Hattie is building economy. Gilgamesh may be plotting war. He's got more military builds over there. Mao is just building right now. So let's see who the AIs like and don't dislike, shall we? Gilgamesh is actually pleased with almost everyone in this game. He really likes Darius from mutual military struggle and civics, shared civics. He's running a civic. What's his favorite civic, by the way? He likes organized religion. Okay. Or no, never mind. He likes hereditary rule. Well, Darius is probably not going to run hereditary rule much longer, but for the moment he's pleased. Does anyone know if Gilgamesh declares it pleased? I think he does, but I'm not certain. Hattie does not like Mao or Brennus. She could actually declare on Brennus, which would be interesting. Gilgamesh will plot it pleased. Okay. Mao is pleased with everyone except Hattie, who he hates because she's declared war on him twice. So the most likely conflict to break out is yet another China versus Egypt war. So I would expect that to happen. Gilgamesh, though, is hard to say. He could declare on anyone other than Hattie, which is weird. He loves Hattie. Peace, wait, be darned. Shared religion, mutual military struggle, +5 civics. So he actually will not declare on Egypt. Wouldn't it be funny if he declared on Brennus? That would be pretty funny. Or Mao. That would be an interesting struggle too. Obviously, if he went after Darius, that would be GG for Brennus if Gilgamesh attacked Darius. All right, so I think this force is finally attacking Tarsus. Looks like a fair number of units attacked it. I think that a lot of them died. Oh yeah, not a good turn for Brennus. He just lost most of his military edge right there. Darius would want to clean up his territory of units first, and if he can do that, then he would probably look to go on the offensive. How many units are on this tile? 21? Well, there were like 50 units on a tile together. Now it's down to just 40. Or now it's down to just 20. Brennus still chugging away on nationalism. No one else appears to have rifles yet, or really be that close to rifles. I guess Hattie, maybe. She's also chasing after democracy. I guess she wants the Statue of Liberty? Nope, she just got declared on. New war. China just declared war again. Because she ain't going to sign open borders with China. That's the only... Or did she? Okay. I'm wrong. Apparently she did sign open borders. Mal's furious, but apparently he signed open borders with her. Okay. Sure threw me off. Okay, well, I guess I'm wrong. Apparently willing to sign open borders at furious relations. Okay. I just saw a huge stack moving across the border. I assumed that it was a war declaration. All right, so we'll keep the focus down here in Persia then, where it looks like Brennus's army is getting carved up and dying. Mao was in a golden age. Okay. This city continues to revolt because it's almost entirely Persian. What is Darius doing? I guess he's building cabs for the most part. I don't see like a big stack from him though. Maybe I'm just missing it. Hattie goes to Emancipation to annoy everyone else in the game. Like Darius, all right, so Darius Darius cleaned up that stack. So basically, when this war started, Brennus was way ahead in power, but Darius had the tech edge. Now Darius has cleaned up all of the starting forces for Brennus. So Brennus has lost his entire field army. All he has now is units he can build during the war, and that's not likely to go well for him. So I think Darius is about to, yeah, like look at this. This is, aside from Darius taking this horrendous fight, this was right before he got rifling. He takes a horrendous fight, loses his entire field army, and then now Darius has lost his field army. So now it's down to just what they can build, and I think Darius has a huge edge in that regard. So if Darius had not thrown away his entire military right before he got rifling, again, when he attacked that stack on a forested jungle hill with 75% defensive bonus, if he hadn't done that, he would have been in this position like 10 turns sooner. But instead, he now has the tech edge, and he will have the unit edge, numerical edge going forward too. Brennus is still heading towards military tradition, but remember, that only gets him Cuirassier. It does not get him cavalry. And he is a long way away from rifling. Darius has a good chance of being at assembly line by the time Brennus can get there. So if this war continues as a one-on-one, I think Darius has reached the point where he wins it pretty decisively now, just because of his tech lead. And this might be the first sign of it. Boy, this border city has passed back and forth an awful lot of times. But we could be seeing Darius get start to really take off in this game. Like, that's in play at this point. Actually, Mal finishing second could be in play. Darius win. Brennus gets knocked out of contention. Mal finishes second. I know a ton of you have Mal in second. That would certainly be nice for you guys. Not good for me. I do wonder what Gilgamesh will do. He's kind of the wild card in this, because it's like Mal and Hattie just hate each other. Statue of Liberty. Okay. Is Darius building Statue of Liberty? Okay, they're both working on it. Someone's going to come up short. How good is Mal's tech? Mal is like comparable to Hattie. They're very similar. They're both in the middle of the Renaissance. Both of them are ignoring rifling in favor of hitting the top of the tech tree. Let's just see. We'll just check the two of them real quick. So, and Gilgamesh. All right, so Gilgamesh went for astronomy. Boy, that's a weird choice. Astronomy before printing press? So much more expensive. Like, it might not seem that different, the 2704 versus the 33080, but you get no prerequisites for researching astronomy. Very, very expensive tech. Gilgamesh and Hattie. Yeah, see, Hattie has done everything except research rifling, so she's going to have to head there soon. Like, she has to. There's nowhere else to go, really. And maybe that will be enough to swing her fight with Mal. Mal also is doing the same thing. He's doing the same Constitution, Corporation, probably Democracy line, not going for rifling. So maybe if Hattie gets to rifling, she'll be able to swing their war yet again. I mean, they're not in war right now, but you know what I mean? This poor random knight attacking the city with the rifle in it. It's not likely to have much of an effect. All right, so we're kind of waiting for Darius to put a attack force together. He did take Dejene back, the much disputed border city. One thing that can happen when you get this big of a tech lead is like a random cav can just like attack a longbow, even with the city defenses, and get a kill, something that would normally never happen. But once you get that big of a tech lead, that can start. Oh, here is Darius' stack. Not very large, but he does have a couple trebs. And that was enough to at least remove the defenses at Camulodunum. Like, all these cabs are going to win their individual unit matchups. Stop the war against Brennus. Oh, that's smart by Brennus. He needs this war to come to a close because he's losing it badly right now. Yet another border city that's been traded endlessly back and forth. This would be a very nice stop the war if Brennus can pick it up. We'll see. He probably has the votes to get it through. Gilgamesh is actually starting to reach the point where he's as strong as Brennus. Okay, so what happened in that? Succeeds. Okay. Brennus got it through. He needed someone else to vote yet, and Mal and Gilgamesh both did vote yes. So that war comes to a close. And we're actually back to worldwide peace for the moment. Very good for Brennus. This gives him time to maybe stabilize and get up to rifles. But Darius is starting to run away with the game to a certain extent, just because his economy is so good. Like, he picked up astronomy while that war was ongoing, and now that he's at peace, he'll actually build the observatories and get that much further ahead in tech. It's like Mal, this is a beaker check. Mal 375, Brennus 214. God, his tech sucks. Gilgamesh 462, Hadi 504, Darius only 681. Okay, not as high as I thought. Not as high as I thought. Yeah, financial alive is a good trait pair to have, indeed. All right, so that was an eventful war, but did not end up swinging much in the way of territory, just because it ended before that could happen. This city is also almost certainly going to flip. Like, it's got an 8% chance to revolt almost every turn. We should take a look at the bar graphs while we're here. Darius is first. Hadi is still second in GNP. Somewhat surprisingly, she doesn't have many cities. Production, oh, close. No real edge there. Food, Brennus is still first. Gilgamesh has risen to second now. Power, pretty even. I'm surprised Darius is not higher here because he's the only one with rifles. Gilgamesh is actually first there. Culture, it's Darius. Brennus just wasted another turn in anarchy. Why is the science rate so low here? Oh no, he's running 100% science. I guess physics is just that expensive. Who's going to get Statue of Liberty between these two? It looks like Hadi's got the inside track on that. She is still not going for rifling, going for scientific method. I think that we just had a new war declaration between those two. Just judging by the movement. Yes? No? Alright, there it is. I thought we were going to see that. Boy, Hadi, you know, if you had just gone rifling instead of stupid scientific method, you'd actually be in a position to hold this attack, but instead, looks like she will probably get rolled up by Mao, who is stronger in power. This is her weakness. She doesn't build a lot of units. She is very... Yeah, look at the power disparity. Oh, Brennus is spiritual. You're right. Thank you for pointing that out, Myth. Check Diplo. I don't think it's changed very much from what we saw before. Hadi and Mal hate each other. Darius is popular with Hadi. He's popular with Mal and Gilgamesh, oddly, but he hates Brennus, and Brennus hates him. Brennus is furious towards him. Gilgamesh can declare on Hadi. Yes, he's no longer... They lost that shared civics benefit, so no longer friendly. But Mao is most likely just going to roll through here. Neither of them has rifles, even though they both easily could have done so at this point. She does have Cuirassier. But, I mean, like, look, this city's got, like, 3 longbows in it. It's not going to hold out for any length of time. Hadi's failure to build enough units to protect herself is really biting her in the butt here. Did she end up finishing Statue of Liberty? Or did she stop building it because she was in a war? I think she stopped building it. Which means that Darius would get it, and that would be a pretty nice wonder for him. Oh, I didn't raise the war count. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I did forget to do that. Thank you. I've been pretty good about not missing them, but that one I did. This city, also Snaketown, has finally flipped, not surprisingly, over to Persia. So Darius gets another city out of that. He basically got that city via a stupid barb capture early in the game, and then using a culture bomb in here. Pretty much got him a free city. Brennus's territory could be pretty vulnerable if, like, Camalodunum and Wallata were captured. It would pretty clearly, like, slice his territory in half. Could be a danger long term. I'm not sure what Mao is doing, but so far he has not been capturing cities. Kind of been struggling to take them. I guess he's... Oh, never mind. Here's his big force up here. 26 units. Now, if there were rifles on defense, that would probably be enough to hold here. Instead, Hattie's continuing to research physics tech, so, okay. Really wants that great scientist, I guess, but Darius is going to get it. And Darius is going to get Statue of Zeus, too. Or not Statue of Zeus, Statue of Liberty. You know, it's funny, it feels like Mao's been really effective in this game, but he hasn't captured a single city the entire game. Like, seriously, look at the map. All of his cities are his own Chinese cities. Oh, no, never mind. He took Alexandria. He's taken one city the whole game. That's it. Like, it feels like he's been more effective than he actually has been in this game. Oh, yeah, Statue of Zeus, I believe, is owned by Brennus. It's a good question. I think the Celts have it. Statue of Zeus. No, Persia has it. Oh, I didn't even realize Persia has it. I mean, he recaptured his own cities that were lost, but that's basically it. Thebes is what's being sieged up right now. I think it will get captured, too, because there's a lot of units here and not a lot of defenders. Anyway, that Statue of Liberty build is pretty nice for Darius. Is he running representation yet? Because he sure should be. He's running free religion, mercantilism. No, he's still in hereditary rule. That's a big mistake. He'd have way more science if he was running representation. He actually gets 2 free specialists in every city via mercantilism plus Statue of Liberty. Like, he'd be getting so many more beakers if he would just go representation. Pretty stupid of him not to do that. But hereditary rule is his favorite civic, or I believe something like that. So that might be why. What is his favorite civic? Darius. No, free religion's his favorite civic. He should totally go representation. Attacking across a river, yep. Is this a hill tile? I can't tell, hold on. Even with bear, I believe this is not on a hill, though. So it does get that. And Darius did go free religion, that's true. So Brennus continues to control the AP, which he has basically the whole game. Had he built the thing, but Darius... Oh, no. Oh, this attack did hold. Look at this. The longbows were enough. Mao's force got shredded. Did not succeed. That means he's probably going to be suffering from serious war weariness from losing all those units. Also, emancipation unhappiness, too. Note that Brennus is going towards rifling. He is limping his way there, but he is slowly making progress. How close is Darius getting to the next generation of military tech? Not too far off. He's already got physics, and he's going communism now. He wants that great spy, I guess. But he's not getting too far away from assembly line and railroad, which are the next big techs. Steel is pretty good, too. The cannons are pretty nice. I think he might be there by the time that Brennus gets to rifling. That said, just getting to rifles against infantry are not as bad as longbows and maces against rifles and calves, so that's not as bad as it could be. Oh, no, going to democracy. Okay. Yeah, so Hattie has held this initial attack. I don't know if she'll hold forever, but she's turned back the initial fight. Yeah, Brennus is not beelining rifling like I thought. I guess he wants to get out from the emancipation unhappiness. Hattie also going communism before rifling. Okay. Unless you're like in an always peace game, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, so Egypt appears to have held. That siege was stopped at the capital there. Darius on chemistry. Just trying to see if any of them look like they're plotting war. No, not really. He's building all the intelligence agencies. As dumb as these kind of are, it does mean that the AI stops running the spy slider and does go to like full research. I mean, look at this city. This is financial trait in action, right? Cottage, 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 cottage. Oh, not that. That's a lake tile. But he's getting the financial benefit on like 8 or 9 tiles here. So much extra commerce. Financial's really good. Yeah, now he's back up to 900 beakers, and oh, well, Brennus is matching him. Kudos to Brennus. Is he in a golden age right now? Just out of curiosity. Nope, not in a golden age. Just matching him at the moment. Good for him. Brennus's tech is getting a lot better. That's why that earlier war would have been really helpful for Darius to continue. When he had the big tech lead, he had a huge military edge. Outgoing police state via his pyramids. Yeah, it would have been smart to continue that war. Well, I guess it wasn't his fault. He got Apostolic Palace. But it was a huge boon to Brennus, to be sure. Still at war. Anyway, I'm trying to see if one of these sides look like they might be fighting or gearing up to fight. I'm not seeing it from Darius. I'm not seeing it from Gilgamesh, who's building 2 settlers for some reason. I guess maybe he wants to settle the tundra. There is room for another city up here, I guess. Going into a golden age. Got to build those settlers faster. Yeah, so this is the only conflict right now, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Oh, I forgot Brennus didn't even have education. That's an impressive tech output, considering he did not have universities. Pretty impressive. So this game continues to be kind of peaceful, despite the fact that some of these AIs really hate each other. Like, I guess there's the one ongoing war. Hattie's still not going after rifles. Mao also still not going after rifles. Continuing to tech everything under the sun aside from that one tech. Steam power is pretty significant from Darius, though. That's the prereq for assembly line, which is one of the big techs. Hattie going space race while being attacked? Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm trying to keep an eye on what the AIs are building to see if, like, it looks like somebody's plotting war, but I haven't really seen that from anyone else. I'm going Oxford at Khoisan. This is a pretty good city to do it in. Look at that science output. That's worth like another 100 beakers per turn, just finishing Oxford there. One of the things that good human players do that the AI is not so good at doing is beelining Oxford University. Very powerful, national wonder. Well, that's a lot of units there. I don't know if it's enough to break through and capture the city, but at least it's a lot. And Brennus is now finally about to grab rifling. It looks like this time the siege is going to be successful because there's not many defenders left here. So it looks like Egypt is finally wilting. And now Hattie, after researching literally every possible tech under the sun, aside from rifling, now is going for rifling. But it's too late, having gone scientific method, democracy, corporation, communism, physics. Now she's finally going to the unit that will save her. But I think it's too late because she just lost her capital. So as usual, Brennus continues to control the AP. Yeah, it's going to be hard for her now that she's lost that capital. There were quite a few... oh, Darius, why are you going, you need suffrage? Why? You need representation. Whatever. He did go state property, though, which will help his costs. He's going to have a lot of production as a result of that. Great Lighthouse, Colossus, Hagia Sophia, Sankor. +2 from all Christian building. So Mao... I mean, that'll help. Some of those wonders will help. He gets the extra commerce on those sea tiles, and he gets the extra trade routes. Although, actually, that may have already been obsoleted, the Great Lighthouse. Darius probably does have a lot of towns, but he was running mercantilism plus Statue of Liberty. I guess now that he's... Honestly, one of the things that probably helped his tech the most is he just got out of mercantilism and can get these international trade routes back again. Note that he's running a profit at 100% beakers, so he can definitely absorb more cities. That's not really in dispute right now. But Brennus will have rifling by the time they get back into any kind of war. So that window when Darius really did have a huge tech lead has been lost. He didn't ultimately end up doing much with that lead. Could have certainly gone back to war after the initial peace treaty. Like, he got this city back, but I think he could have rolled over Brennus if he had really pursued that war. Anyway, Hattie does look like she's on her way out at this point. Oh, defensive packs could be interesting. She is 6 turns away from rifling. Darius completes the Kremlin. Would be significant if the AI knew how to use it, which they do not. All right, Gilgamesh declares on Brennus. Oh boy, okay. Well, that's unexpected. Gilgamesh declares war on Brennus. I mean, we saw that it was possible, but wow. 62 unit stack there. Oh boy, well, this is a huge opportunity for Darius. Huge opportunity for Darius to do this. R.I.P. Giggles. Brennus dead. Yeah, Gilgamesh, this is him making his move. He's got a big stack here. He does not have rifling, so he does still have medieval units. He does have Cuirassier, however you pronounce it. Let's see what he's got in terms of tech. So democracy, scientific method. Boy, the AIs have been pretty avoidant of rifling in this game. Corporation, he will probably go rifling next, but he doesn't have them right now, compared to Brennus, who does have rifling. And otherwise, they're pretty comparable overall, but one side is rifling, one does not. Darius, on the other hand, has pretty much everything before the Industrial Age. You would think he would go assembly line next. That is definitely the best tech to pick up. Either that or military science. Grenadiers are not bad to have either. I expect you will head for assembly line next. Well, let's see what their powers are. Ooh, interesting. I did not expect to see Gilgamesh as the top power dude. He's highest. Gilgamesh is going to get turned into Gilgamesh. Well, Gilgamesh is actually higher in power right now. He doesn't have the tech lead, but he is higher in power. Honestly, Brennus, I think, is in much more danger here, because Brennus really hates... yeah, so like we saw a city sniped on the border right there. Remember, Darius hates Brennus, so there's a non-trivial chance that Darius will hop back into this war. I would not be surprised at that at all. And here's the Doom stack right here, 63 units. Already took out all the defenses, so Tad Mecca should fall. Yeah, I feel like Brennus got totally blindsided by this war. Yeah, see, he's already asking me to cancel deals. Hattie is still hanging in there for the moment. Okay, one city, Tad Mecca was captured. Elephantine was captured by China. Where is that? Oh, over here. Okay. So there's another city. Yeah, I was saying Hattie was holding out, but she only has 3 cities left, so I don't see this lasting much longer. How is Hattie still alive? I'm not sure. Probably because Mao has also not pursued rifles. That's my one guess. Hattie, Queen of Culture, she only needs 3 cities. I mean, that's true, but she doesn't need to have those 3 cities. It's not going to work if she doesn't have those 3 cities. My whole pick of Gilgamesh's first to die has definitely not worked out. He's broken out at this point. He's done a good job of vulturing. He was like the weaker AI in a lot of wars, but still managed to claim territory in a way that you don't see that often. And like, even though he's behind in tech, I think he's winning this war pretty handily. He's certainly ahead, at least. Darius may be plotting a new war, though. He's building some military? Maybe not. Not as much as I thought. This would be a dream opportunity for him to grab some territory from Brennus. Stop the war against Brennus. Man, this dude, he's got a quick trigger finger on that Apostolic Palace, doesn't he? This city is in the process of being captured. Really, anytime he's losing a war, it's like, stop the war, Apostolic Palace. So it did succeed, although just barely. It's because of Mal that it succeeded. So another war that just brought to an end by the Apostolic Palace, our favorite wonder in the game. The Apostolic Palace is not over here at all. It's in, I think it's in Thebes, actually. No. Hattie has it. Is it in here? Here it is. Okay. It's in this city, Heliopolis. So another war is brought to an immediate end by the Apostolic Palace. Brennus is just leaning on that thing super hard right now. I pretty much agree with this. The Apostolic Palace is pretty dumb. When it's fine in some games, but like when you see it wielded here as a way, it's like, oh, I'm losing a war, stop the war. I'm losing a war, stop the war. It's like, that's pretty dumb. One wonder should not allow you to just shut down an attack like that. So Brennus takes another hit, but he hangs in there, although his territory is in such a bizarre shape. Like, strategically, this is a nightmare to defend. Like, it's all in a long line. Really weird setup. He did found some cities down in the southern ice. Anyway, Hattie is in the process of dying in this game. You should see the filth AP causes in multiplayer games. Well, for a multiplayer game, you should house rule ban the Apostolic Palace. Generally speaking, in the Realms Beyond games, people can build it for the economic stuff, like the production, but we don't let people vote on resolutions because it's really dumb. Anyway, so the only war ongoing right now is the China versus Egypt war. So that's why I'm focusing on that. All right, so the AP shifts over to Mao's control. What happens if Mao takes the AP? He becomes Brennus for leader. Does he stop voting with Brennus? I don't know. I mean, we're going to have a vote soon enough. He will be the opponent of Brennus in the AP vote. That doesn't mean he will probably stop voting in lockstep with Brennus. Anyway, Darius is on assembly line now, which is like the big industrial era tech. Brennus's territory looks like a blue glove holding a burrito. Okay. People see some interesting stuff in the on the map sometimes. Yeah, Darius seems to have gone back to peaceful builds if he was ever plotting war. Gilgamesh I'm not so sure about. Then again, he is building research in some of his cities, so I guess he's not plotting a war. He's certainly, he's all the way up to second place now. Very surprising. Brennus, after leading for so much of the game, has now dropped to third. I really thought that Brennus was in great shape in this game, but he does seem to have made a fair amount of enemies, and his tech rate has been his weakness throughout this game. Oh, Golden Age for Darius. How many beakers is he outputting now? 1,500? I mean, he's in a Golden Age, but still. Like, Mal's at 300. Brennus is 600. Gilgamesh 500. Yeah, he's probably your leader in the clubhouse now after Brennus was the leader for a long time. Unfortunately, I have him in second, not first, which is not going to help me. Wish I'd been brave enough to pick him for first. But, I mean, it's Darius. Yeah, Egypt is definitely getting chewed up. There's not much left of Egypt now. Hattie, way too long to take to get to rifles. Assign the Sumerian city of Gal to Brennus. This city here. Let's see if he can cheese his way into a city. Yep. Got it right back. Wait, apparently Brennus declared on Hattie? Wow, just barely succeeded. Everyone else voted no, but that was enough. So what was that? Brennus is declared on Hattie. Okay. That's random. I don't see that doing much of anything other than causing him to walk all his units across the map. That AP reassigns a city. What a great wonder, you guys. Definitely a great idea to have to add that wonder to the game. He just got a city from her? Okay. People are like, please stop the Apostolic Palace. I think the biggest issue with the AP is it's not just the votes. Like, it's kind of dumb to have the stop the war resolutions and blah, blah, blah. But those exist in the United Nations as well. The thing that's so dumb about the AP is you don't even have to be, like, dominant in population. You just have to have your stupid religion, like one city of your religion present in the other civs. And then one person can just vote for whatever they want because they control the AP and no one else has that religion. It's just a really dumb mechanic. Darius's production, yeah. Darius's production should be pretty off the charts right now. GMP, I mean, he's in a golden age, but still. Yeah, okay. So factories plus golden age at the same time. Yep. Does make a difference. So he will churn through infrastructure, but once he finishes that, he's going to need something to build. And that means they usually either build research or they build units. Apparently he wants to build units. Plus 175 beakers from buildings, plus 198 from hammers. Yeah, wow, okay. It's getting, now he is in a golden age, but he's still getting 500 beakers just this city is worth more beakers than like the other entire civs. Pretty crazy. Pretty dramatic spike on the production graph, right? Anyway, I'm not sure why Mao is taking so long to capture these last few Egyptian cities. It shouldn't be this hard to take them. Now there is on industrialism. I guess he wants tanks. He did finally end his golden age, but this means he's going to have tanks by the time someone else fights him again. I mean, he does need to get oil. Does he have oil connected? Yes, he has. Okay, so he will have tanks the next time he fights anyone. So I don't really see anyone stopping Darius at this point. He's too far ahead in tech. He is doing what Manson normally does in these games. Just run away in tech. And at that point, even if he doesn't have the most territory, there's just not a lot you can do. Okay, I don't know why he's running environmentalism, but okay. Anyway, let's refresh the world map. We just looked at the bar graphs, so I'm not going to pull them up again. And this would be a good time to change up the music too. So everyone has nationalism by now. Into the Renaissance. That city was captured by a random pair of cavalry running around on the part of Darius, or Brennus, excuse me. Just random movement there. So Hattie has one city left. I don't think it's going to be much longer now for her. Yeah, I pretty much felt the way that Axis did. Didn't like Mantis starting land all that much, but I thought that his neighbors would absorb the attention of the aggressive civs. Didn't happen. Instead, Darius is the one who got ignored. Assigned the Sumerian city of Tadmeka to Brennus. Oh, these are literally the two cities that were captured in the last war. He's just going to get the exact two cities that he lost reassigned back to him. That's just such nonsense. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. Literally it's like the whole war didn't even happen. He just gets everything right back to him again. And it succeeds. Not a single person votes for it except for Brennus, but that's all he needs. He just literally stopped the war, reassigned the city he lost, and then reassigned the other city he lost. Like, this is ridiculous. This is, like, if you want to see an example of how stupid this wonder is, this is Exhibit A. One wonder should not allow you to just shut down the game like this. It's really dumb. Brennus deserves to die for AP antics, pretty much. Anyway, Darius is like, I'm not interested in anything other than just trying to tech my way to a space victory right now. So yeah, those galleons. We've seen this happen before. For some reason, the AI, when they're down to like one city and it's a coastal city, they start building ships. Doesn't make any sense, but they seem to do this a lot, and we're seeing that again in this game. All right, who's going to get the last blow here? All right, looks like it was Mal. All right, so we bid farewell to another AI. No Egypt in the wildcard game. So, as I mentioned before, my read on this game was completely wrong. I thought that the high piece weight AIs would dominate. Instead, all the low piece weight AIs are winning the game, with the exception of Darius, who is slapping the field. He was finally able to get out in front of everyone else and put that economy to good use. Here we go. All right, so these lined up like this. So Hattie is the next one to go down. This is turn 258. And the kill this time went to Mao, who at the very least looks like he'll make it to the wildcard game. Oh no, he's the seeded leader. Only 3 kills from our seeded leaders the whole season thus far. Have not done very well in terms of racking up kills. That said, Gandhi, Caesar, and Justinian have all won games from the seeded pool, so they haven't exactly done poorly. All right, back to Civ4. 4 civs left. Will they all make it to the end of this game? I don't know. Let's look at the relationship, shall we? So Darius does not like Brennus. Gilgamesh does not like Brennus. Brennus does not like either of them. Yeah, so I think there's a good chance one of them doesn't make it through. Mao is cautious towards Darius. So there's a fair number of pleas, but no one is friendly. So I think there's a decent chance. Is it likely Brennus will attack Darius? Game 6, okay. Thank you. Game 6, not 4. All right, I just updated that. Thank you, chat. Thank you, guys. All right, so yeah, it's pretty close for second right now. Brennus, as a result of reassigning those cities, has taken back the second place. Mao's score is going to jump up. Oh, geez, look at that city. Mao's score is going to jump up as well once these borders come out of resistance. This is probably going to end up over in Sumerian territory, though, because I don't see how Mao can hold this long term. All I can say is Darius will put a really big hurting down on anyone. Okay, well, that's not that war. That's the war that we saw before. Now, Brennus's army is a little bit out of position because it was over fighting Hattie a minute ago. Also, 20 war declarations. We're not done yet. So I hope you picked high on the war declaration count. I did correct the spreadsheet. I just didn't show it to you guys. I did fix it, though. Thanks. All right, so where is Gilgamesh's army? It's got to have a big force somewhere. Not over there, I hope. Because he wouldn't have declared... here it is, I think. Yep, here it is. Well, only 28 units there. What's their respective power? Pretty close. Everybody's fairly close. They seem to be evenly matched. Now, the question is, can you get Darius to join this war? Because that would be the end of Mr. AP. Well, I mean, I'd like to see how this plays out. The problem is I fear that it's just going to be another stop the war AP resolution. He has become the worst enemy of Brennus, which is kind of funny, given how often Darius and Brennus have fought in this game. If this game ends by spaceship around turn 310, I can still get some decent points. Otherwise, I will score basically nothing for this game. So once again, that city falls. Same one that we saw earlier. I just need someone not Darius to win by spaceship on turn 310. That's going to happen, right? Brennus has been in a heck of a lot of wars. He has rarely not been in a war. So both sides have the same tech in this war. They both are at the rifles and calves stage. It does look like there's... Oh, here we go, right on cue. Stop the war against Brennus. That said, I don't know if Mao will vote for this, so... Also, if Tad Mecha falls, Brennus might not have enough population to stop this. It succeeds. Again, actually, Brennus does have enough votes. So once again, another war shut down thanks to the Apostolic Palace. My God, can we get the UN and obsolete this thing? Yet another war shut down. This is so stupid. Please, please stop this. And now he'll ask to reassign Gao once again, and everyone will say no, and he'll vote this city back again. Yep, Gao will probably go back to Brennus again. No, I mean, it's like, yeah, he's used it well, but he didn't even, but the difference in this game is he didn't even build the freaking Apostolic Palace. Like, it's one thing if you, like, build the wonder and use it, and, like, in the last game, we saw, what was the last game we saw it used? It was, Justinian used it really well, but like Justinian built the Apostolic Palace. He had a clear religious alliance. No one is voting with Brennus. He is literally the only one voting for these measures. So it's really dumb because it's not like there's a genuine religious bloc that's working together here. It's just one person owns the wonder. No one else practices his religion, and he just picks whatever he wants to do again and again and again and again. There is a difference there between the two. So confirmed Protestant. This game makes no distinction between the many different types of Christianity. So anyway, so we're back to peace for the time being, I guess. Instead of seeing an exciting outcome, we're back to peace. Darius, again, just seems to be content to research his way to the end of the game. He's not a very aggressive AI. Brennus does appear to be a little bit ahead of Gilgamesh in tech, though. They're really close for second place, these two. Mal's a bit further behind. Like, Brennus being on assembly line is helpful for him. Of course, eventually Darius will build the United Nations. So we're seeing all of the modern era wonders being built by Darius. It's usual that one AI cleans up all the modern era wonders. Look at all those artillery pieces rolling around. So there's the UN. Now we're going to have a situation again where the United Nations and the Apostolic Palace are both in operation at the same time. So the only real way to deal with this is going to be to remove the UN, to remove the AP religion from the Observer Civ's city, because it's going to the UN is going to introduce Darius to Sitting Bull, if it hasn't already. Yeah, because the UN, I believe, introduces everyone. Yeah, most likely Darius is going to launch off for space. All right, so here we go. Now we've got the AP vote. All right, so now everyone's been introduced to the Burger King. So we kind of need to get rid of him. Because, like, we can't really have him in the game once everyone can see him. So, goodbye, Burger King. And then this means what we have to do is we have to, because the AP is still active, we have to remove the Apostolic Palace from this city. And then we need to add the Holy City back to the city that lost it, which was Vienne, over here. Okay, so we will not be able to see the AP resolutions, unfortunately. Yeah, sorry, Holy Rome. So, as I said, we can't see the resolutions, but the AP will still be active, and there will not be a chance for a stupid religious victory vote. Yeah, Mao would have to research mass media to obsolete the Apostolic Palace. The sinkhole that swallowed up Burger King is a real whopper. Wow. Okay, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. All right, so Darius now controls the UN. Different leader. He got a vote from Mao. I do not think he doesn't have enough votes to win. Oh, geez. Brennus really dislikes these two, and they do not like him. Again, it just feels like the game's not going to end without some of these guys fighting a longer war. I mean, I am seeing some tanks and marines in production from Darius. Is he plotting war by any chance? Yeah, he is plotting war, and I think that there is one very obvious target for him to go after. I don't think Darius declares war at Pleased. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he does not. So there's only one target he can be going after. That said, it'll probably just get shut down by an idiotic Apostolic Palace vote yet again. Yeah, Mao is creeping up a bit, and I know a ton of you have him for second place. It would be a bizarre way for him to get second place, but yeah. Darius got the Eiffel Tower. So expect Darius to start a war shortly, based on the fact that it looked like he's plotting war. Will Brennus ever finally pay for all of this AP shenanigans? Certainly the map would look a lot different if Brennus were gone. Can all three of them just declare war and call it a day, please? The big difference, both of these sides have factories. They both have assembly line right now. The big difference is that Darius has tanks, which are really, really valuable military unit. Very difficult to stop tanks. All right, global civic environmentalism. Okay. Tank. Yeah, there's just the city. I've mentioned this before that the city raider promotions on tanks just really roll through. Darius also has artillery, which is a really powerful unit as well. Great at taking down cultural defenses. All right, so environmentalism goes through, blah, blah, blah. Mal's just on research. Gilgamesh is just on research. Yes, everybody adopts environmentalism. All right, there's the war declaration. Did you see the mini-map light up with blue dots? That's how you know. Oh, okay. Double war. Wow, okay, well, we're going to have a contest for second right here. Okay, Darius, also completing the Manhattan Project. Okay, I saw one of those wars coming. I didn't see the other one. And let's just keep ticking up that counter so it's so high nobody gets points. Just out of curiosity, what is the highest score anyone has for wars? I'm legitimately curious. I see a 20. Is anyone higher than 20? I could just do a max for the column. It's high enough now that almost no one's going to score points. $20 is the max. So if we get beyond 25, no one scores any points in that category. No one went above 20, which makes sense, right? Like, why would you go above 20 wars? That's just silly. Yeah, see we could see some nukes coming out from Darius. Now, I'm sure he will probably use, because he's built the Manhattan Project, and he does have, what's the vision? Yeah, so he can build nukes at this point. As long as he has uranium, which he does. He has 2 sources of uranium. Yeah, so the only thing is, can he do the stop the war? We'll see. If Darius or Brennus loses territory quickly enough, it's not going to matter. Also, as for Mal, where is Mal? He must have some kind of force. Neither Mal nor Gilgamesh appears to have assembly line yet. Oh, and of course we should look at the power bar graphs. Darius first. Okay, this seems to be an ill-advised war on Mal's part. Would seem to be an ill-advised war. Where was that? Camelodunum? Oh, that's that Porter City from... Okay, well, that's no surprise that got taken out. Where was the Camelodunum? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this city that's traded hands like 6 times did get captured there. Darius should have some kind of huge stack somewhere, though. Like, because he plotted this war. He was the one who started it. He's got some random forces, like a pair of tanks just attacking over here for no real reason. If he kills the infantry, he could clean up the rifles behind it. Oh, well. Oh, here's Mao's big stack. Okay, 45 units. That's not that scary. Gilgamesh's big stack is up here. Just took this city, which was indefensible by Mao, unfortunately for him. Just like a lot of tanks running around in Celtic territory right now. Oh, Sullla is taking some pretty heavy hits right now. Yeah, this city's almost empty. Some paratroopers landing. Oh, okay, so Darius has started the nukes. There's the first one. He nuked this city. He did not launch the second nuke, which would have killed every unit in the city, though. You need to drop 2 nukes to kill all the defenders. That said, those units are pretty low. Over here, they're just kind of skirmishing at the moment. I don't see any cities that are in immediate danger of falling. Sullla should fall this turn to Darius. Yep. And then if Wallata is captured, it will really open up this path. It'll separate the territory in half of the Celts. Now, I don't know if this is the time to go free religion and free speech. And build Hollywood. I do have a wonder, does Darius have open borders with Mao? Because he does... The question is whether he can reach this spot. All right, Chengdu was captured by the Sumerian Empire. Oh, okay. Not a good opening for the war from Mao. This appears to have been a mistake, this conflict right here. Yeah, I know, suitable music. So Darius and... I think Darius has open borders with... Okay, he has open borders with everyone other than Brennus, so he can reach this city. If it would get to that point. If it's not stop the war nonsense. Gilgamesh will open the way. Stop the war against Mao. Oh, that's a UN vote. We got another way to shut down wars. I'm surprised that Darius called stop the war against Mao. I think this city is the new target. It's where the nukes were launched, at least. So we might see Gilgamesh's war come to a close as a result of that. Yeah, all the defenses at Vienne were removed by those artillery pieces, so... Alright, so... Who voted no? Gilgamesh voted no, everyone else voted yes. So that war comes to a close thanks to the UN. Yet another war shut down. This has been some game for wars getting shot down. That said, there's a decent chance they'll go back to war again as soon as that peace treaty wears off. A little frustrating that all these wars keep being silenced. Another nuke just landed. It was up here. He nuked this city. He didn't bring enough units to attack it, though. Okay, needed to launch that second nuke. Yeah, this is just more fodder for the war counter, isn't it? So far, this city is still stubbornly holding out. Like, it's lost a lot of defenders, but it's not actually been captured. Darius, I think, could have pressed his advantage a little bit better than what he's been doing here. I mean, he's pretty far ahead. He's up here. That said, he is killing a lot of Brennus's units. Mao, certainly, his war did not go very well there. If you're curious about how close Darius is getting to the end of the tech tree, he still has a ways to go. But he's looking at, I don't know, 35 more turns, maybe? Somewhere in that range. All right, 2 cities just got captured. Vienna and Iska. A bad turn for Brennus. Also, they're getting close to the capital. How badly is he suffering from war weariness? Pretty bad already. Still need to take one more city to like open up this rail link in the middle of the map. Wallata would be real. It would be pretty important tactically. Slicing in. I mean, the AI this doesn't matter as much, but cut that territory in half. Robotics is going to open up mechs when that finishes, and mechs would be nice. I wonder if Brennus can survive long enough to make it to a wildcard game. I would say no, except that he keeps voting to end the war. If he doesn't get an end the war, then it's not going to happen. So much fallout to scrub. All these tactical nukes firing off. Although relatively little fighting after that. The statue of Zeus is somewhere. It's owned by Darius. Global Civic Free Speech. Darius owns it, and I don't think any of Darius's cities are in that much danger of being captured right now. His latest nuke. Oh, okay. So he used the nukes to capture this city. Basically, he killed all the defenders with nuclear weapons and then captured it with his units. That said, it's probably going to be swallowed up by Chaco Canyon's culture. Let's see, 2046. Yeah, this is in Chaco Canyon's culture, so probably might get gifted over. We'll see. 4 nukes so far. All right, Wallata is finally being attacked. Has no city defenses. There it goes. All right, so Darius has linked up his territory. We no longer have the glove holding the whatever that was. And now he's launching ICBMs instead. Where did he launch that one? Oh, over here at the capital. All right, so he didn't kill the defenders, but he did. I mean, this city is not in good shape. It lost half. I guess I should mention this. A city loses half its population when it gets nuked as well. So this dropped from size 18 down to size 9. And of course, you can see the fallout. These tiles lose all their yields when the fallout is on there. Now that doesn't matter in like if you're just using 1 or 2 nukes, but if you're using like 15 and like all your cities are cut in half and they can't work tiles because they've got fallout on them, then yeah, that starts to matter. Brennus is pretty dead right now. In terms of power, he doesn't have much left. He's fallen pretty far at this point. His only hope is some kind of stop the war resolution. It's not going to come from the UN because Darius controls the UN, so he won't vote for that. At least in the UN, he would need it to come from the Apostolic Palace. I haven't seen any votes in the AP recently, though, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he like lost control of it or maybe it got obsoleted, although I thought that the holder of the AP had to research it for it to go obsolete. I thought that was the case. So I'm a little surprised we haven't seen anything more from the Apostolic Palace. Darius has not been too fast at pushing in to these last few cities. I guess he's healing up his units. He does have a lot of them around Vienne. How many AP votes does Brennus still have? It's a good question. We'll see it if he calls an AP vote. All right, creative construction, blah, blah, blah. He may not have enough votes remaining to dictate what happens in the AP. Because like he is losing a lot of population. His population's fallen pretty dramatically. We can. Oh, you're right. You're right. We can't see the AP votes. Not spam bots. Correct. We actually can't see it. You can see it in the victory screen. True. Does it say here how many votes you have? AP controlled by Mal. Is that what it says? Well, it says built by Mao Zedong, but he doesn't actually own it. Members. Ah, here we go. Thank you. Yeah, Brennus is down to 214. I don't think that's enough, actually. He would needed more than that in the votes previously. I don't think that's enough. Yeah, 257 to stop the war. I don't think he has enough anymore. I don't think he has enough. The city, Sumerian city in the northwest surrounded by Celtic culture. Sumerian city in the northwest, do you mean... Sumerian city in the northwest surrounded by Celtic culture. Oh, we have a Diplo victory vote. Okay, well let's check to see if that's possible. I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that that's gonna work. Gao, city of Gao. What was the question? Is there enough culture to flip all the old Mansa cities? Maybe. There is 4,000 culture in here. It looks like he used a culture bomb. Possibly. Could be. We'll see. Darius is not going to win a domination victory, let's be clear. He's not close to that. He's only at 29% land area. There's no way he would do that before he won by space at this point. Or by culture if he stopped running, if he switched over to that. So yeah, Darius did not get anyone to vote for him. So he tried, but he did not get anyone to vote for him. If Gilgamesh voted... Oh no, he's up against Gilgamesh. Okay, so they'll split the vote. Mal's definitely not voting for him. Brennus is obviously not voting for him. Not in a million years. Oh, whoops. A couple cities were apparently captured between turn. Oh, we're on turn 300. Okay, so we're seeing this area up here fall to Darius. Brennus has 2 cities left up there. Darius has finished the internet, and he's also advancing in the core. How many cities are left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not too many more cities remaining. Darius is also getting close to the end of the tech tree. I do wonder if now, and at this point, Brennus definitely cannot stop the war. He doesn't have enough population to stop it. AP or not, he can't stop it at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 techs remaining. 7 if he goes to stealth, which is not required. And turn 310 is also not going to hit. It's going to be later than that. So now I have to hope it's no later than 335, so I'm within 25 turns. I think that will be the case. But some people will hit it more closely, for sure. I don't know how this city hasn't been captured yet. It's like surrounded by these forces. More tactical nukes. Darius, yeah, Darius not the best at winning, but it looks like it's going to be good enough in this game. Like, he might not be the best at actually finishing off the game, but I think he's going to have enough in this game, if that makes sense. He's got lots of mechs on the screen now. Mechs plus tanks are pretty good against infantry. This city has like no units left in it. There's a spy defending the city. There it goes. Somehow the Celtic capital is still holding out despite repeated nukes and big stacks of units. I guess a lot of these are mobile infantries and gunships, which can't capture cities. Yeah, so Gal's borders will pop out a fair bit. We'll see. Like, this city is being pressured, but note that it's already jumping up in Persian culture. There's more Persian culture in here already than Sumerian. It helps that the cities get they get culture from the Sistine Chapel. They get culture from the Free Broadcast Tower via Eiffel Tower. So they get culture pretty fast. Like, this city's already at 100 culture. And he can also just build culture. And Darius has, if you've been watching, Darius has been doing that in his new cities. He builds culture and gets the borders to pop really quickly. So he might be able to hold on to more of these cities than you might think. I know we had a question about that in the chat. So is Bibracte finally going to fall? And it holds out for one more turn at least. There's not a lot left of poor Brennus. Going for industrialism, but as he said, he's in the process of dying to a much more technologically advanced opponent. All right, Darius continues to control the UN. There is 1 artillery left in this city. This city is 2 infantry left, but it's just gunships, so there's going to need to pair-drop in people or something to capture it. Man, those defenders of Bibracte, pretty brave. Just jumped right ahead and took Tolosa too. So there's 2 cities left here, 1 up there in the north. Oh, I see. They tactical nuked it, and then that was what did it, because there were no defenders in the city. Yeah, so this is pretty much it. I think I said that already, but now it's like really, really over. Just a matter of finishing things off. Darius definitely is not going to stop the war because he controls the UN and he's winning the war. So yeah, just need to walk some units up to this city, which has 1 defender. I guess maybe those mechs will go there. Darius is getting closer to finishing the tech tree. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 techs left, assuming he does not research stealth. I think he's got time to finish off Brennus. They had quite a duel in this game. Mao is only just now getting to assembly line, whereas Gilgamesh is at industrialism. So if those 2 were to clash again, Gilgamesh would definitely have the big edge. In fact, I think Mao's pretty lucky that Darius stopped that war between them, because otherwise I think Mao would probably also be on his way out. Yet another unit that can't capture cities up here. Right, this city does still belong to Brennus. But Darius has open borders with Mal, so he can walk right through there and capture that. Another Diplo victory. I mean, these two will split the vote, so it's not happening for either one of them. I'm like weirdly fascinated at the failure to capture this one city. Like he'll get it eventually, but the AI can sometimes be really bad at the pathfinding to like its final targets. Like they're gonna focus on this city next. Yeah, see, I was gonna say got reasonably close. The problem is Darius needs someone else to vote for him, and no one else is willing to vote for him. Does the AI airlift between airports? I believe that they can. I don't know if they often do. All right, here they go. So like these paratroopers are probably going to paradrop in, and then that will be that. Persepolis legendary culture. Not close on the other cities, though. So I guess they weren't paradropping in here. Yeah, these cities can't be reduced below half health by the siege units. All right, so there's just this city left and this city left. We'll see how long it takes to get units up there. Yeah, the mobile artillery can't kill these units. That's why the city is still standing. You need a non-siege unit and a non-gunship unit to capture. Yeah, see, there's no units in there at all because they've nuked the defenders out of existence. Might have killed his own units with those nukes, too. Fortunately, there's a caravel being built, so, you know. All right, here we go again. Gilgamesh declares war yet again. Keep that war counter ticking up even further. That's probably the last war in this game, though, up to 23. I can't imagine we're going to have much more in the way of wars. All right, here we go. Finally, these units are moving up here. Mechanized infantry. All they have to do is walk into the city because it's defended by, you know, a caravel. Let's see what's going on in terms of this war. So we've got tank. Here we go. Here's the big stack from Gilgamesh right here. 87 units. And Shanghai is defended by rifles. Okay, that's probably going to end poorly for Mao. Yeah, I mean, yeah. These two are taking off. Highest war counter we've had. Well, I believe we had somewhere in the 20s for the wildcard game because the wildcard game has more civs in it. For non-wildcard game, this is one of the highest we've had. I'd have to go back and check the stats, but this is definitely among the highest we've had. It's like, oh, for crying out loud, just move 2 spaces into the city. There's no one there. So this city was taken. I mean, if this game were to go on much longer, I suspect Mao would also be eliminated. I don't know if it'll last that long, though. All right, so that city falls, and now we'll see all of the Persian units shift on the minimap. They're going to run through Sumerian territory, so look for the little blue dots on the minimap. Racing on the railroads. With rails, it doesn't take very long to get to the other side of the continent. Yeah, the wildcard game this season has not had very many civs in it. We're on pace to only have like 6 or 7 in the wildcard game, which is similar to our normal games. Boy, the little globe thingy is really spinning this turn. I don't know if there was just a lot of fighting or what. I think Mao just lost a lot of power that turn. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, it's kind of fun to have the mega game. It's easier on me having a smaller game. I mean, it's just what happens, right? We've had bigger games some seasons, and we've had smaller games other seasons. It just depends on how it shakes out. So Shanghai just got captured. How much longer until the Persian hordes get over here? There's an attack submarine over here. That's pretty useless. At least on this map it is. Yeah, so Gilgamesh and Darius, it looks like there are 1-2 in this game. So now it's really just down to how much longer it is before he launches that spaceship. How many more techs does he do on composites? Is that his last tech? Because he already did the super expensive fusion. That is his last tech. It's stupid that he left this for last. He did not give himself modern armor. Yeah, so he has to build the composites and then he has to finish the tech and then build the composites. That probably won't take too long, though. All these Sumerian units popping up. I think this city is toast. So, how much longer until they reach Brennus? I hope his pathfinding didn't get stuck, because I don't see any units over here. Brennus is building a pollen program in his one city, yeah. Seriously? Called it Darius can't be bothered to go to the other side of the map? I don't know. I don't know where his armies are, though. Did he lose open borders with these guys or something? He has open borders with Gilgamesh. He doesn't have them with Mal, though. Oh, that's the problem. He doesn't have open borders with Mal. That's the reason why he can't get there. He needs Thebes to be captured, or else he can't reach the city because he doesn't have open borders with Mal. He can only move through Gilgamesh's culture. That's the reason why. Yeah, this like really bizarre city capture that happened is total dumb luck. Could be responsible for Brennus surviving. He'll do a Hattie. That said, Thebes could be the next target of Gilgamesh. We'll see. But he's going to need Gilgamesh to take this city if he wants to reach it. And that's why we're not seeing his units running across the map, because the pathfinding can't see a way to reach it. Like, it literally can't find a way there. All right, so with composites done, now he can lift off as soon as he completes these casings. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that all of them? I thought there were 5 casings. Right? The space. 5 casings, yes. I only see. Oh no, there's the last one. Okay, so he's going to lift off in 3 turns. 3 turns. Old Brennus City, gotcha. Yeah, at the rate at which Mal is disappearing, I don't know if he's going to last long enough. Depends, of course, where Gilgamesh moves his forces. Like, if he actually goes for this city, Thebes, or not. That would be the one way that opens the path forward. Or alternately, if he takes this city. Kind of an interesting ending, though. Oh, here comes the big stack. All right, so they're going to take out Thebes, presumably this turn or next turn, because the battleship can take out the city defenses. That way the units don't have to worry about it. All right, universal suffrage. Although for some reason they just sat here not moving that turn. All right, so he has finished 3 casings. He's going to launch at the end of this turn, and then we're on a 10-turn countdown after that. He's going to launch at the end of this turn, which I believe would be a turn 333 victory, which some of you might have because it's kind of a funny date. I don't know why this stack is just sitting here instead of just moving there. All right, now it moved up next to Thebes. All right, so there goes the spaceship. So it should be turn 333. I think that this comes to a finish. All right, so remember, Darius moves before Gilgamesh. So Darius will move his units such as they are, and then Gilgamesh will move, and he should take this city. Okay. And that, we'll see if that opens up the path to Memphis. All right, so that falls on turn 325. Now we'll see if their blue units start racing across the map. I would expect that they will. By the way, there's not that much of China left either at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities remaining. Yeah, 7 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably enough that Mao will survive, but not a lot left. All right, I'm just going to watch the minimap and see if the blue dots start streaming across purple territory. Yep, there they are. They're running across. They're trying to get to that last city now that their pathfinding can find the way there. Here, do you see them right here? They're racing to Memphis. That's the plan. Oh, geez, nuclear weapons here. I think that was our first nuke from Gilgamesh. Jeez, poor Mao. 3 nukes launched there. So yeah, we've got a pretty good stack right here. I think they still have a little ways to go, but I think they can get there in time. It's a pretty close race, though. Yeah, here they come. Coming from all angles to that city that is 1 tile off the coast, so therefore it can't be bombarded by ships. Yeah, but here comes the cavalry. A lot of dots on that mini-map. Lots of blue dots in purple territory and purple dots in red territory. Gilgamesh is getting pretty nuke happy here at the end of the game. Mao's lucky that he got peace in that earlier war. He would have been eliminated too. Pretty much just nukes everywhere. Like, look at this city. There's like nothing left in here. I mean, they'll heal a little bit between turns, but the paratroopers can probably capture that. Literally, I mean, I can understand how Gilgamesh came out on top in this game. He did a really good job of being of capturing territory in wars without spending a lot of time in wars, if that makes sense. Like, he vultured a lot of territory for himself. Vulture obviously being a good reference to the vulture unit that he's got. Yep, so it looks like, oh my god, stop the war against Mao? Okay, well that's not going to be enough to help Darius, but I was like, oh my god, stop the war against Darius? I swear to god, if Darius survived with a stop the war vote, 1 turn away. But it stopped the war against Mao, so it would not stop that from taking place. All right, so I think that Memphis will fall on this turn, and we will finally see the farewell to Brennus. Oh, he does not survive to the wildcard game. I say good riddance. I don't think he deserved to survive to the end of the game. Peacekeeping failed. It ended up failing. Interesting. Darius did not have enough votes on his own to get it through. Interesting. Even with Mao voting yes. Gilgamesh has enough votes to block it, apparently. Well, good for you. All right. So we are down to just 3. I think we're going to end with 3, but I'm not certain of that. Also, Darius deserved to get a kill considering how well he played in this game. All right. As you see, more nukes continuing to fall. Okay, enough there, buddy. He actually took the capital this turn, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 cities remaining. I don't think he can take all 5 in the time remaining. All right, it's turn 329. Brennus. Game 6, turn 329. And Darius got the kill. And Brennus did not make it through. Good game from Brennus. Honestly, he was kind of the favorite to win for most of the game. His whole problem was he just fell too far behind in tech. Couldn't keep up with Darius technologically. It was a good game from him, though. All right. So how many turns do we have remaining in this game? Let's see. Space race view. No, I need to... Darius. All right, estimated arrival 4 turns. So it should be turn 333. Unless Mao can finish this off in 3 turns. Which I don't think he can capture the remaining Chinese cities in 3 turns. I also should check in with Darius. I was like, is he close to domination? I mean, no, he's still a good distance away. So no domination, it doesn't look like. just like this thin layer of Chinese cities on the extreme southeastern edge of the continent. This is likely to be an absolute bloodbath in terms of in terms of the scoring and the picking contest. Like with the Darius first, I didn't see anyone with Darius first or Gilgamesh second. Basically, one person had Mansa Musa to win, to be first to die. So no one's getting points on that. Like basically everything that people predicted was a total miss in this game. More nukes. Yeah, the defenders are down to like no health at all. But the game is about to end, so unless all these cities fall in like the next turn or two, which I do not see happening, Mao is going to, just by the nick of his, like by the tiniest amount of, well, I'm struggling to come up with the right mixing my metaphors here, but he's just barely going to survive by the smallest of margins. If this game had 10 more turns in it, he would not survive. Yeah, the 23 war declarations is so high, like no one's going to score any points in that category. So it's probably going to be a bloodbath in terms of scoring. At least a lot of people are going to get points for spaceship, I guess. And maybe if you hit on like the right ending date, get some points for that, I guess. That's about it. All right, there we go. Turn 333. Darius wins the spaceship victory. So if you picked in the within 10 turns, that's probably your best scoring opportunity. Yeah, by the skin of his teeth. Mao survived with 3 cities left. That's it. All he had left. So let's put that in the scoring contest real quick. We'll do the contest in a minute, but Darius first, Gilgamesh second, Mao third. All of them surviving, albeit Mao just barely. We almost had just the 2 people, which would have added no one to the wildcard game. All right, so game 6 winner, Darius. Darius goes in the game with Caesar, Roosevelt, and Charlemagne. Game 6 runner-up, Gilgamesh. Gandhi, this is not looking like a great game for Gandhi with Tokugawa, Shaka, and Gilgamesh. And Mao goes into the wildcard game. Not Moa, Mao. Okay. All right. Let's wrap this up by looking at the quick replay. All right. So how does this game break down? This game basically breaks down in the sense that Mansa Musa folds like a house of cards, and almost everybody thought that he would be dominant. Basically, Darius played the role we were expecting Mansa to play. If you swap Darius and Mansa's position, then you basically get the game we were expecting to see, with a dominant economic AI in the West, but it just turned out it was Darius and not Mansa. And maybe we should have known that because Darius did have the better starting position. But seriously, Darius lost a settler to barbarians. So the fact that he was able to come back is pretty surprising in this game. All right, early expansion. But the big thing is Mansa's just in a weak position. He could never get it together in this game. He ended up being the worst enemy of Brennus, and he didn't get metal connected until pretty late. Brennus just built an early army and ran over him, and that then threw the whole rest of the game off. Because as soon as Mansa gets taken out, that immediately means that Sitting Bull and Hattie are probably doomed in this game because they're high piece weight civs and they've lost the protection of Mansa. It's actually kind of shocking that Darius hung in there and emerged as the big teching leader because he needed time to do that. I will say that probably, so anyway, here we lose Mansa. Probably the biggest reason why he got the time to develop into such a big economic powerhouse is Sitting Bull absorbed a lot of pressure. Gilgamesh attacked him repeatedly, Mao attacked him repeatedly, and Hattie also tied up Mao for a long period of time. And all of that really bought the time that Darius needed to become the tech runaway. It took a long time, but eventually it happens. At this point, Sitting Bull's gone. It really looks like Darius and Hattie are on the way out. But the problem is Darius and Brennus get locked in a feud, and Brennus is a full era behind in tech. And the game swung when Brennus had a big stack of 50 units attack Darius, and they just all died to rifles because Darius was able to get out to the rifling lead. And then the other weird thing that happened was Gilgamesh and Brennus ended up being enemies. As opposed to the two of them working together as low piece weight civs, they fought each other, and that also is pretty key. in terms of buying that time. Yeah, this war went on forever, and then Mao eventually wins that war. Hattie hung out for a long time, but her refusal to research rifling tech did doom her in the end. So she falls eventually, but Mao was slowed down by so much that he was never really able to be a major player in this game. Like his death match with Hattie just took way too long. And then finally we have, after the AP shenanigans, which happened repeatedly, eventually we finally get a situation where Darius goes to war, and then he's got enough of a tech lead that there's just nothing Brennus can do. He gets chomped up, chompity chomp. The one city tries to hold out, but we have the assist from Gilgamesh, who takes out that city, opens the route through, and then Mao's in the process of dying at the end of that game. So kind of a long game, 3 hours, 41 minutes. It's one of our longer Survivor games thus far. But it did have 7 civs, and there was a lot going on.